Salute, salute. Grand rising and salute to all. Salute to the internal indigenous spiritual most high. Trolls only God and your mama can love you. And last but not least, y'all know, one time, yeah. In remembrance of Jimmy McNair, my brother who is now among the ancestors. I want to keep him alive, so I'm going to keep his intro alive. Here we go, here we go. Where's me gold? I need me shillings so I can troll. Oh, and troll we must, ladies and gentlemen. Troll we must. Yeah. Hey, man, this world is in danger, man. So we are here to address some of the most dangerous inhabitants, of the planet Earth, y'all. Of the planet Earth, y'all. And a lot of y'all might be wondering, man, how come you always come on here and do this? It's because they always messing with me, which kind of validates my claim of who's the most racist individuals, you know, on Earth. So they troll me, I troll back. It's up, I troll with the truth. Now, in general, I love everyone because this is based on content of character. Racism is obviously a learned behavior, no matter what race you are. But there's just one race of people who are just relentless in exploiting their hatred and their racism towards other people in this country. And well, no pun intended, rest in peace, George Floyd, but we got to keep our knees on their necks, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, with all due respect, here we are. Let's get going. I want to start here first. Of course, we're going to talk about Carmelo Anthony. We're going to talk about Chud. We're going to talk about some things, but I want to start here first. This is Neferkari Dessalines. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe. He's actually somebody I follow heavily on YouTube. He does this thing called The Culture. He gave us 2977, y'all. This is how I learned about 2977, this brother right here. And if his last name sounds familiar, that's right. He's an ancestor of Jacques Dessalines, who fought in the Haitian Revolution against the French. That's right. There's history here, ladies and gentlemen. There's history here. Let's get into this, man, because some weird things are happening. And mind you, these are all up to date stories you're about to hear and witness. And this is what mainstream media is hiding. So when they say that we're 1350, see, I'm gonna show you how they're lying. Watch this. Watch this. And I need y'all to remember that 69% of all crime in this country comes from our white counterparts. 69%. You can check that stat. All right? Watch this.
A woman in handcuffs sprinting down a South Carolina road.
Hey, we got a girl over here running for her life.
Watch the woman race toward this semi-truck with a swerving car right behind her.
Seemingly, that car was trying to run that person over.
The truck's driver, Anthony Moore, telling me that he was driving Friday morning in Aiken County, South Carolina, when that woman suddenly emerged from the woods.
She ran up to my truck and said, "Please help me. He's trying to kidnap me."
You can see the man here, identified by investigators as 39.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Y'all know I like to exploit these racists. We got to see these racist faces, y'all, because there's too many black women and black children coming up missing in this country. You know what I mean? So hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. There's the scumbag. There's the vampire of the hour, y'all. There's the vampire of the hour. See, mainstream media ain't gonna show y'all this because they want us to think that we commit all the crimes in the country, y'all. Mainstream media is not gonna show you this because they want us to think that we are the problem. And they want to convince us that they are not the problem. That's him. That's him. All right? That's him, ladies and gentlemen. That boy, him. Ha 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 ha. That boy, him. I'm going back off camera, y'all. All right.
Jonathan Willard. According to a sheriff's office report, the victim says Willard approached her while she was out on a walk, claiming to be with the police.
Okay, I want y'all to see this too. I guess I'm going back on camera. I want y'all to see this too. And I'm learning YouTube don't penalize me as long as I'm doing still shots. I'm learning as I go. Y'all look, the sister is handcuffed running down the road to a truck driver for help. Do y'all see this? She is handcuffed, the man handcuffed to pretending to be a cop, y'all. Pretending to be a police. And he was in a beat up Cadillac with busted windows. This sister is running handcuffed. And that proves that we are more athletic. He's in a, a Cadillac. And he couldn't catch that sister, and she running with handcuffs and hands behind her back. That sister was getting it. That sister was Flojo out there. She was Shakari Richardson out there. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
He placed her in handcuffs, then into the rear of his car. The victim says she believed him at first, but got suspicious when he kept asking the same questions. Eventually, Willard pulled over, according to the report, and that's when the victim made her remarkable escape, running to the road and to more. Did you, for even a split second, think this was a legitimate law enforcement officer?
Whether you're in the shop or fixing your own vehicle at home, Harbor Freight has the floor jacks.
No, sir. His face looked dirty. He was smoking half a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Now, who do y'all think came to that sister's aid? Who do y'all think ran to that sister's aid? I did say truck driver, right? Bam! Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. They gonna respect the black today. Y'all gonna cut this out today. Yeah, he ain't want to get chased no more. He saw that big old black truck driver right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He probably like, what you doing, boy? Scared that vampire. You know what I'm saying? Made him piss garlic on himself and poof. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. These are the stories y'all don't hear, though. These are the stories y'all don't hear. So since they want to always comment and leave racist stuff, you know what I'm saying, all in our videos and come in here trolling and doing all the stuff they do, Danielle Barrett Sports Highlights. Happy Monday. So since they always do it to us, it's only right and fitting that we do it back, ladies and gentlemen. It's only right and fitting that we do it back. Okay? We do it back. All right? Here we go.
Willard has since been arrested and charged with impersonating a law enforcement officer.
Look at this scumbag, man. Look at this scumbag. You are in a Cadillac, windows busted out, and you got a cigarette hanging from your mouth. What are you, a training day police? What are you? You know what I'm saying? What are you, a training day cop? Huh? Is Denzel your partner, sir? I'm just wondering. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. I'm just saying, ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just saying. Let's go.
And welcome back to The Culture, the hottest broadcast in the game. Go to my playlist section. We have already released over 70 episodes, and we have an entire playlist dedicated to this series. In this series, we shine a light on who's really committing some of the most heinous crimes here in the United States and around the world. This project was inspired by years of me listening to...
I wonder who commits the most heinous crime in the United States and all around the world. I wonder who commits the most crimes in the United States and all around the world. And from the way these numbers just dropped of the people who were in the room, that tells me that they know that I'm talking about them. They left before they can hear the truth. Please come back and get your proof. They always leave it out when it's about them. But when it's about us, you know what I'm saying? They pack in the room. I don't get it. I don't understand this. Let's go.
Third, conservative voices in the media focus on so-called crime in the black community as if crime was unique to us. So that pushed me to dig deeper into the true crime data, the headlines and the statistics to see where the true criminality is actually coming from. Now, everything I'm discussing is based on publicly reported cases and verified information. This content is for educational and commentary purposes only. Now, before I get started on today's episode of The Culture, I want to take a quick minute to talk about a recent story that came across my attention in the past couple days. Now, I think this situation occurred in South Carolina, if my memory serves me correct. And like you've seen in the clip, the girl was just walking down the street, early in the morning, and a random car pulled up, right? A random car, beat down car, one of the windows was smashed out, total beater, beat up car, right? And this dude flashes a badge, and then he says, I'm with law enforcement, I'm with the police, you are under arrest. He takes this girl, into his custody, right, into captivity, and just drives her to a secluded area. Now, luckily, she was able to escape, But it really raised the question, and I think I brought it up before, a couple times here and there, but about a really strange and alarming statistic that we have, especially in the United States, right? Take a look up on the screen. Black children make up a disproportionate percentage of all missing children, accounting for roughly 30 to 40% of all missing children cases across the nation. This is a significant disparity as Black children represent about 14%.
Okay, y'all think about this. Black children make up a disproportionate percentage of all missing youth, accounting for roughly 30% to nearly 40% of all missing children cases nationwide. This is a significant disparity as Black youths represent about 14% of the United States. Black youths represent about 14% of the United States, but yet they're telling us that Black people are 13% of the population. Ladies and gentlemen, I told y'all they be lying. Ladies and gentlemen, I told y'all they be lying. I told y'all. I got to be petty. I told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all they're lying. You tell me how Black people can make up 13% of the population, but they just said that Black youths represent 14% of the United States. Something don't sound odd. Are all of us just youthful individuals because our Black don't crack? Do they consider us youthful? If Black people, the Black population, is said to be 13%, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's backwards, but right there it's telling you, if you can see it, it's telling you that our Black youth make up 14% of the population of the United States alone. Y'all really think we're just 13%, or do y'all think they're keeping that number low so we don't realize that we have high numbers and they don't have to worry about a civil racial uprising in this country, y'all? I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, these tactics are clear. These tactics are clear, and clearly they're lying. We're not 13%. Trust me, we are way bigger than 13% of the population, and they know it. They know it. All right, here we go. Going back off camera. It's fun.
Of the United States. Now, going back to this case. Now, luckily, this girl was able to get away from, she was able to escape captivity. But let's say she was unable to escape captivity, like many other individuals in her similar situation. She would have just been another statistic, another number. It would have just been brushed off. They would have said, "Oh, she ran away. She's a runaway," right? Commonly, when these situations, when these statistics are talked about, they just brush it off as, "Oh, those children ran away," right? "Oh, the 11-year-old girl that disappeared 2 years ago. Oh, she ran away." Right? The 13-year-old girl that disappeared 5 years ago. Oh, she ran away, right?
Ran to where? But ran to where? That's what they never say. Ran to where? Ran to where? Y'all, we know when it's about children, when it's about doing things to animals, when it's about racism, when it's about pushing some type of orchestrated religion to control people, when it's about stealing, when it's about taking resources, when it's about war, when it's about homosexuality, we know exactly who the hell is responsible for everything I just named. Y'all can't even lie. Only one group of people came to y'all mind, and it wasn't Black. It wasn't Black because we don't control It wasn't Black. Let's be honest. How the old people said, let's be frank. What Kamala Harris say, let's be very clear. Let's be clear. Let's be very clear here.
The 15-year-old girl that disappeared 2 summers ago. Oh, she ran away. And I'm pretty sure in this case, it would have probably been the same thing. Oh, she's a runaway. She ran away. That's all it is. Nothing too crazy. She ran away, right? But anyways, before I give my thoughts on the situation, let's talk about this case, right? A South Carolina woman narrowly escaped what authorities described as a terrifying attempted kidnapping after investigators say that a man impersonated a police officer, handcuffed her, and forced her into his vehicle before she managed to escape. According to law enforcement, the incident occurred in Aiken County, South Carolina. Authorities identified the suspect as John.
Everything is happening in South Carolina. Didn't the whole Rick Chow thing happen in, what was that, Columbus, South Carolina? South Carolina is starting to they starting to get active, man. They starting to get active in South Carolina, man. So shout out to South Carolina. Y'all get the scum off the streets.
Jonathan Willard, who allegedly used emergency-style lights and falsely presented himself as a police officer in order to stop the victim. Investigator.
He used emergency-style lights. He used emergency-style lights on a Cadillac. I've just never seen a police riding in the Cadillac undercover. You know what I'm saying? Hell, if I was a police boy and I was riding in the Cadillac, boy, I feel like a president. Boy, I feel like I'm the chief of police. You know what I'm saying? I'm riding this Cadillac DeVille. You know what I mean? Got this North Star up in here. The OnStar, whatever they call it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all ride them Fords. I'm riding the Caddy.
Say that the woman initially believed that she was being pulled over by a legitimate law enforcement officer. Now, time out. I want to talk about how the only reason he was able to pull that off, we have to tell it like it is because he was white, right? It was because he was white. So she automatically, subconsciously submitted to his authority because he was white, right? According to witnesses, this guy was driving a beat up Cadillac with busted out windows, right? He was dusty. His face was dirty. Didn't even wash his face. He was smoking a cigarette. Did not look like law enforcement at all, right? Typically, law enforcement have certain vehicles, even when riding undercover. Typically, you know that it's a law enforcement vehicle if you have some street smarts and experience. This dude was in a busted out Cadillac, beat up Cadillac with smashed out windows, and she just automatically assumed that he must be the police. He must be an authority figure, and I can only assume that he was able to pull that off because he was.
Listen, to our black children, to our black women, be aware of your surroundings, especially if you're a single woman out here raising kids. Be observant, you know what I mean? Check the parking lots, check the cars. Are you familiar with that car? Is that car there at a certain time every day? You know what I mean? Like, check your surroundings and don't approach people. Don't approach people. You know, we have to be safe in this country because these people are trying to take us out at all costs. And if you attack our young women and our women, how do we repopulate? See, this is a strategic strategy, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? It's a methodical strategy. If they want to stop our reproduction, what was Planned Parenthood? That started with the women. The women reproduce us. So the only way to get rid of us is to get rid of our women and our children. Okay? That is the quickest way that they can do it. So, women, I need y'all to exercise extra care, concern, and awareness when you're out and about with your children if you are a single parent. If you are taking your children back and forth to school, be aware. If you are in the supermarkets, be aware. Put Life 360 on their phones. You know, get them an Apple Watch. You know, there are certain ways to track people so that we can stop these type of things from happening. You know, buy them some shades that record or something. Put a little camera on your children or something. You know what I mean? Something. Come up with code words. Come up with code words. Make your children check in.
White, right? She gave him the benefit of the doubt, even though she committed no crime, right? Just a random white man can just pull up in the middle of the street and she just went into the car like, well, he's the police, right? He's the authority figure. So we have to understand, that in itself is very dangerous. Where you defer to the authority of any white man off the street, even if he's driving a beat up car with no credentials and no law enforcement uniform, you just automatically just went into the car and put your hands behind your back, even though you committed no crime. So that in itself is a red flag to me. The fact that we have our people just walking around, deferring to the authority of random white people and assuming that they're authority figures with law enforcement and not even asking no questions. That in itself is insane because a black man would have never been able to pull off the same thing. A black man would have never been able to hop in a beat up car with smashed out windows, flash a badge, wearing some jeans and a t-shirt, talking about I'm law enforcement, put your hands behind your back, and you just getting in the car. That would never happen. You only did that because he was white. And based on that, we can start a whole different conversation, a whole different, breakdown, why that is. Subconsciously, why did she do that? But that's a whole different discussion. We can talk about that at another time. But that in itself was totally insane. And I'm pretty sure that it's not only guys like him. Number one, I don't think it's the first time that he did that, but I think it's many people like him who take advantage of that automatically assume because I'm white, right? Because I'm white, people are going to defer to my authority. They're going to submit to my authority subconsciously because I'm a white man. So I could just, pull up on a motorcycle. I could pull up on a bicycle, and they're just going to assume that I'm the police. I'm the authority figure. I'm the man in charge because I'm white, right? Anyway, let's continue.
Because all she want me to do is the police. Talking about we do we do we do we do we do we do we. Yeah.
After making contact with the victim, The suspect allegedly handcuffed the victim and forced her into his vehicle against her will. Authorities say the victim eventually escaped and contacted law enforcement, leading to the suspect's arrest on charges including kidnapping and impersonating a police officer. The case has generated significant public attention because it has renewed concerns about abductions, missing persons, and the vulnerability of women and children to predatory offenders. It also sparked discussion about the disproportionate number of blacks in America represented in missing person cases across the nation. According to the FBI's National Crime Information Center, there were 533,936 missing person entries recorded nationwide in 2024. Of these cases, 193,461 involved black victims, meaning that
Ooh, that's a lot of us. That's a lot of us. That's a lot of us. I tell y'all all the time, we got to start putting ankle monitors on these people, man. Got to start putting them shock collars on these people, man. You got to know these people at all times, including the president. You got to know where these people at, man. You cannot take your eye off your oppressor. You know what I'm saying? You cannot blink when your enemy is around, especially if you have children or if you're a black woman. You can't do it. We know they prey on children. We know how these people get down. We know what we're up against. These are the most dangerous inhabitants in the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, as bad as they try to make us look, it's just so that no one notices that they're the most evil components, you know, in the equation.
blacks in America account for approximately 36% of all missing person entries, despite representing only 13% of the population. The disparity is even more striking among children. Black children represent approximately 40% of all missing children cases in the FBI system, despite only making 14.
Damn. Where's all the children going? Where's all the children going? We need to check the White House, y'all. Check the White House. I believe that ballroom might have a trap door, and we gonna find some children in the ballroom under that trap door. You know what I'm saying? I believe it, y'all. Allegedly, we got to find these children. We got to find these children. Go knock on your neighbor's door if they are non-black, and you know, check the perimeter. Check the perimeter, y'all. Check the sheds. Check everything, man. They be having torture chambers set up in cellars and stuff, man. They go old school with this thing, y'all. They go old school with it. They go old school.
Percent of the population. Now, as you can see, when you examine the population numbers and when you examine the missing persons cases, the missing children's cases, you know, we topping the charts, right? We just breaking records out here. You know, we doubling and tripling. You know, like our numbers of missing adults and missing children is staggering once you take into account our population size. Basically, let's say you put 100 children in a room, right? 100 children representing all the children of America. Of those 100 children, about 13 of those children would be black, right? Now imagine a second room with 100 missing children, right? So if everything was proportional, it would be about 13 missing black children, but that's not the case. Instead, you put 100 missing children in a room, and about 40 of those children are missing, and they're black, right? So then we have to ask the question, and typically when this question is brought up, it's just brushed aside. Oh, they just ran away. Oh, they just ran away from their house. That's all it is, right? They just left their house because they were just unhappy with their living conditions, so they left and never came back, and we never heard from them ever again, right? Take a look up on the screen, right? This girl went missing May 15th last month, 2026. She was last seen.
Jaquela Irby. Jaquela Irby. Missing since May 15th, 2026. Her age now, she would be 26 years old. Out of Greenville, South Carolina. Female, black, complexion dark, stands at 5'9". Okay, weight 295 pounds, hair color black, hair length short, eye color brown. Location last seen, Jaquela was last seen on May 15, 2026 at QT on Woodruff Road in Greenville, South Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, we are under attack. This just happened May 15th of 2026. You know what I'm saying? This is a grown woman, y'all. 26 years old, down there 300 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Walking down the road in South Carolina, right? Oh, wow. It happened in South Carolina. This lady, she was walking down the road like the last girl at the beginning of the video, and she was never.
What is going on in South Carolina? Rick Chow? Cyrus Belton? South Carolina. The story we just heard of the young lady down there abducted by a fake police to training day cop. That was South Carolina. Jaquela Irby right here. South Carolina. Hey yo, Antonio Speaks. I know you live in South Carolina, homie, and you are doing the work. Brother, I wish y'all well down there. You know, Antonio talks, Antonio speaks. My man be making some of the greatest content. And I know he's from South Carolina. You know what I mean? Brother, continue to do the work and clean up your state, clean up your city, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Seen again, hasn't been seen in about a month. This girl, 17 years old, went missing May 24th, 2026, a couple weeks ago, down in Columbus, Georgia. She was last seen walking down a block. Never.
Okay. I want to say her name is Daisha Brown. I think this is Daisha. Deaisha. I think that's Daisha. Daisha Brown. Missing date 5/24/26. Age now 17. Missing city Columbus, Georgia. Gender female. Race black. Complexion dark. Height 5'2". Weight 120 pounds. Hair color black. Hair length is shoulder length. Eye color brown. Last location last seen. Daisha was last seen on May 24th, 2026 around 8 a.m. in the 4000 block of 15th Avenue, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Columbus, Georgia. Columbus, Georgia.
Was seen again. This girl, she went missing about 2 years ago, 2024. I'm assuming she was 13 years old because they say she's 15 years old.
All right, this girl would be Janiyah McMichael, missing date August 12th, 2024. Age now, she would be 15. Missing state, Gary, Indiana. Gender, female. Race, black. Complexion, medium. Height, 5 feet. Weight, 110 pounds. Hair color, black. Hair length, shoulder length. Eye color, brown. All right. Hair color, brown. This is a lot for Janiyah. All right. Janiyah was last seen on August 12th, 2024, near the 1900 block of Malcolm X Drive. The FBI, the city of Gary, and anonymous donors are offering reward up to $30,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the individuals responsible for the disappearance of Janiyah McMichael. Protect the women, man. I'm telling you, man. The most dangerous inhabitants in this country. Well, y'all already know who they are.
Right now, and they said that she was last seen walking down a block and she was never seen again, right? So they just walking down the street and they just never seen again. And when you talk about this, people just say, oh, they ran away. Oh, that's what they did. They just ran away from the crib. You know, that's all that happened. Don't worry about them. They just ran away, never came back. It actually reminded me of that one case we spoke about on the culture a while back, the missing case of LaQuanda Robinson from North Carolina. She had went missing February 2024, right? And then, of course, she was discovered like states away. In July 2024, 43-year-old suspect Andrew Scheck was arrested in Green Oaks, Illinois, after he coerced a missing 15-year-old girl from North Carolina to travel to his home, where he committed illegal acts against her. She was rescued following an investigation by the U.S. Marshals in the Lake County Sheriff's Office, right? This individual right here, right? So
Segrid releases immediately and blocks acid that causes heartburn for 24 hours. Feel the difference.
Your kids will inherit your timeshare bill the day you die, unless you read the 2026 ruling. A federal court just ruled these contracts are illegal because they were written to trap your children after you're gone.
You know, usually these cases are brushed off or they just ran away.
Okay, y'all. That would be this guy. That would be this guy for LaQuanda. This guy. I told you these are the most dangerous inhabitants in America, y'all. In America, these are the most dangerous immigrants on our land right here. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Right here. Okay? Right here.
From the crib, they ran away from home, and you know they just pretty much put the cap on that. Nobody really dives deeper into these cases, and these missing persons cases remain open for months and years, and it doesn't really raise any alarms. How you could have a demographic that is only 13-14% of the population, but 40% of the missing children, the missing people, right? A fraction of the population, but your share of the missing persons cases are like double and triple your population size, right? That's a major red flag. And when we examine this case right here of this girl just walking down the block and getting, abducted And then luckily she escaped. And we look at the other missing persons cases, and then it says the same exact thing. She was last seen, the victim was last seen walking down the block, and we don't know what happened after that. Take a look up on the screen. This lady went missing at the end of April 2026. Kelechi Dumbuizi in Washington, D.C.
Kelechi Dumbuizi. Okay, Kelechi. Okay.
DC. She was last seen walking down the block. She was 16 years old. This girl went missing at the end of April 2026. She was
all the victims are black. I don't know if y'all are catching this by the names, which I'm pretty sure the racists are catching it. But all these victims are black. And for some reason, all the perpetrators who are victimizing these individuals, well, they're non-black. And they would tell us to stop playing victim. How do you knowingly victimize somebody on a daily basis, then tell them people to stop playing victims? That's like, shh, don't tell on me. Hey, they always talk about, you know what I'm saying? They always talk about snitching and all this stuff. If you see something, say something. But as soon as it's one of them and you see something, you want to say something, they like, stop playing victim. Make it make sense.
18 years old. And she was last seen leaving her residence. She was last seen walking out the house, walking down the block, basically. And she was never seen ever again. This girl went missing at the end of February 2026, Aisha August. And she was last seen on South Franklin Street in Wilmington, Delaware, walking down the block, walking to the store.
Yeah. See, another one. Yeah. We are under attack. We got to protect our children. If y'all notice, these are a bunch of females, young females. Y'all know they like young girls. We know their pedigree. You know what I'm saying? We know they, oh, look at Sweet Tea in the house. Sweet Tea, I got a surprise for you this morning, Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea, I've been thinking about you a lot, Sweet Tea. You know what I'm saying? I think I've been wanting me like some raspberry type Lipton Sweet Tea, you know what I'm saying? You know what I got for you this morning, Sweet Tea? Huh? Hold on, let me put on my Barry White voice. Sweet Tea, I've been thinking about you a lot, Sweet Tea. And I like me a cold glass of sweet tea on ice every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Really cools me down sometimes. You know what I got for you this morning, Sweet Tea? Sweet Tea, you know what I got for you this morning? Say something, Sweet Tea. Say something. Say something, Sweet Tea. I dare you. Ask me what. Ask me what I got for you, Sweet Tea. Ask me what I got for you, Sweet Tea. Y'all see she ain't saying nothing. She like, what? Her man looking like, I'm gonna kick his ass. Sweet Tea old man staring at the camera right now. I'm gonna kick his ass. No, sir. Okay, here's what I got for you. Sweet Tea. Here's what I got for you, Sweet Tea. Because I got a sweet tooth. Congratulations. You are part of the tribe. Tell your man to fall back. No need to whoop my ass, okay? Slim Jones McGeezy. Y'all know I always try to get up early, man. The early bird catches the worm, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't get up early and roll over on nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I get up early and I go to work. You welcome, Sweet Tea. The storm says Twitter, ex FBI. Rapid response says 7,000 missing children located, an increase of 144% from last year. This FBI will protect our children. Hey. Oh, look at Regina in here, y'all. Look at a pretty-eyed woman up in here. Okay. Rise and grind, sunshine. Yeah. All right, the storm Alicia Barnes sounds like a lie. No parents crying, so happy to see they missing kids. Yeah. We got to stay on high alert, man.
Unfortunately,
y'all, Sweet Tea husband is gonna beat me up, y'all. He was screaming at the camera just now. He's like, that little mother. You edit out right now. That means you dozing off and you waking up, and you're dozing off and you're waking up, and you only tune in to us when you have to wake up out of your sleep to go pee. I already know. You used me for a urine break. It's okay. Thank you for the view.
Beginning of April, we got an unfortunate update. Aisha August has been found deceased. She's been found dead.
Oh no, y'all! They found the baby, bruh. No, man. No, man. I wasn't expecting that. No, man. So we're talking about Aisha August right here. We're talking about Aisha August right here. Our black babies, man. Our black babies, man. They found the baby deceased, man. They found the baby deceased, man. 19 years old. Brown locks, brown eyes, 5'1", 115 pounds. Oh, they found the baby deceased, man. Damn.
August, and she was last seen on South Franklin Street in Wilmington, Delaware, walking down the block, walking to the store. Unfortunately, at the beginning of April, we got an unfortunate update. Aisha August has been found deceased. She's been found dead. No official arrests have been publicly announced in connection
April 16th, man. Damn.
with the tragic death of 19-year-old Aisha August. The investigation remains active and ongoing, but no suspects have been formally charged. So this lady, was last seen walking down the block, ended up dead. By the way, she was ended up dead outside Wilmington, Delaware. She said she was going to the store, right? She told her family, I'm going to the store up the block. She ended up dead in a different state, and no suspects have been arrested. No suspects have been formally charged, and, it just, keep it pushing, keep it moving. That's why I don't think, in this case, the girl who escaped, I don't think that was his first time doing that because he was way too comfortable. He was way too confident. If it was your first time doing that, you would have at least had a better presentation. You would have at least got a fake, uniform or something. You would have had the car looking decent. The car looked somewhat like an undercover cop car. You wouldn't have just pulled up in a random beat up car with smashed out windows and a badge from the costume store. But maybe because he was so accustomed to doing it, it probably worked so effectively, so much.
And again, this is the slime we're talking about. The sister jumped out the car, handcuffed, running. Her and her bonnet was gone with the wind, y'all. Her and her bonnet was gone with the wind. They had to get away from the training day cop right here, man. The training day fake cop. The schmuck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. America's most dangerous inhabitants, y'all. And it's not us. It's not us. They would like it to be us. They like to portray as us. They profile us like it's us. But it ain't us, y'all. It ain't us.
That he didn't really feel the need to switch it up or improve upon the impersonation. So unfortunately, I don't think he's the only one doing that, and I don't think it was his first time doing that either. Even when you look at his mugshot, you can see he got the expression of "damn, I've been caught. God damn, they got me." Because he probably been doing this for a little minute. There's probably a whole gang of them. Anyway, let's continue. This girl, I should say, 12-year-old girl, Rhoda Dunya from Arizona. She went
Rhoda Dunya. 12 years old, y'all. Oh, that's their age. They like them about 12 years old, man. They like them about 12 years old. See, these are the stuff that they're not going to tell the truth about. And we know our kids aren't just running away, man. I honestly don't see why we're not keeping a closer eye on our children either, so I can see our fault in this as well. You're telling your children, saying, I'll be back, I'm finna go up the store to the street to the store. Here, walk with your child, because they could be on the internet and really lying to you and walking up the road to meet somebody thinking they're going to come back and not coming back. You know what I mean? Those pesos work together. My neighbor looks like the perfect suburban quiet place where all the purrs work together. They seen them walking down the street. They seen that baby get got. Yeah. I agree with you, Storm. I agree with you. The Puffy files support each other. Yes, they do. I told y'all, if there's a little 12-year-old kid drowning on this side of the river and there was a pedo drowning on this side of the river, these people are going to jump in and save the pedo. They can always grab another kid from somewhere. They're going to jump in and save the pedo because they're not going to always find someone who thinks as uncivilized as they do. They're going to save that pedo's life over that child's life. I'm telling you, this is how these white Christian nationalists think in this country. This is how white people think in this country. This is how they govern themselves. They do the weirdest things, and the accountability is never there. Never there. And no one plays victim more than these people. They always think they're under attack when we have a reason to be attacking them. Now, if you're getting attacked for no reason, like a Carmelo Anthony type situation, then you do what you got to do. And the world understands you know, the victimization behind that. But when you are locked in as a group of people who reap hell and havoc on everyone else, what the hell are you complaining about, and why are you trying to play victim when you are truly the victimizer and the aggressor? Why? Why?
At the beginning of April of this year, and she was last seen walking down the block. Once again, I don't know, man. I don't know how all these victims.
Everybody was last seen walking down the street, headed to the store, walking down the block. Why the ain't y'all walking with y'all children? Why? At this point, I'm thinking that these girls are talking to people online, and these people are like, "Well, I'm about to pull up," and they got it so good with their parents, they could be like, "Well, Mama, I'll be back. I'm finna go up the road." But you really know what you're going to do. You really know what you're going to do. I have daughters. If y'all think my daughters never tried this, it's just I was on that ass. I'm knocking down that door. I'm kicking that door in. I got the po outside. You know what I'm saying? I ain't playing that. I went through this. I'm not playing that. And that's why my second oldest daughter hates me to this day. That's why my first oldest daughter hates me to this day. Because daddy wasn't having that shit. Daddy wasn't having that. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. When I said over my dead body, I meant that. I meant that. Not happening. It's our duty, regardless of how our children love us or respond or if they even hate us for it, it's still our duty to protect them from the dangers in this world. They're young. They don't know what they're getting themselves into. We're the experienced individuals. We know. We know. So, I went all out for mine. You know what I mean? Went all out for mine. That ain't happening. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. And these young girls will put themselves in this position. You flash money, you flash whatever. These young girls, they will go there. They will go there. So we have to be accountable and aware of our children's actions as well. Of our children's. I'm telling y'all, I have been through this. I have been through this. I walk my daughter to the bus stop every day, and she was in middle school. How the hell you go from the bus stop to a high school boy's house? I'm trusting you, so yes, I walked away. But that school contacted me. Oh, your daughter missed first period. Oh, your daughter wasn't in second period. Oh, your daughter's been more absent for the day. Well, hold on, I walked my daughter to the bus stop. Now, I should have stayed there and waited for the bus to come. But after a thorough investigation and knocking on some doors, I bet you I found my daughter. I bet you I found my daughter. And he was a much older high school guy. A much older high school guy. My daughter was like maybe 12, 13 at the time. Y'all understand what I'm saying to you? This was a high school guy messing with a middle schooler. Got him up in the house while his mama is away working. My daughter, my second oldest daughter, y'all. She hates me to this day because of that. And because I sent her back to her mom because of her actions. You're not going to be a thought on my watch. You're not going to get pregnant on my watch. You're not going to come up missing on my watch. My job is to protect you. But if you're going to put yourself in the line of danger, wherever you learned this behavior from is where I'm going to send you back. Because it's not going to happen on my watch. So she hates me because I sent her back to her mom. You're not going to tell the courts that I failed. You're not going to tell the court system that I failed because I know my responsibilities. But if this is the life you want to live, here, let me free you up. All right. Thank you, court. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't throw her away, asshole. I didn't throw her away, asshole. You probably don't even have no children, Charlie the astronaut. Why would I throw my child away? Those are morals being instilled in her dumb ass. All right, if you need some action, Slim Jones, if you need some action, Regina, you know what I'm saying? If you need some action, Storm, if you need some action, it's some vampires in here y'all can get out of here. It's some vampires in here y'all can vanquish. They the main ones taking children. And they're talking about instilling values. Instill values in y'all children not to touch children. Instill values in y'all children not to take weapons to school. You know what I'm saying? You do that. Do that. What's new on the victim thing here? You know, you white people, you know, grabbing our black children, our black babies, and doing to them what you want. That's what's new on the victim agenda, on the victim channel. Because y'all are always victimizing us. Yep. Yep, that's what's new. That's what's new. That's what's
Just walking
new.
down the street and vanishing into the night, vanishing out of existence. I don't understand. Anyway, this girl, 16 years old, Kamani Stokes, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, went missing at the end of March 2026. She was last seen walking down the block. Now, this girl, you remember we discussed her on a previous episode of The Culture a couple months back, went missing out of California, 17 years old. And as you can see, a man was arrested for murder after a missing girl's dismembered leg.
Y'all see what I'm saying about these racists, though? They just got to come in and say something about our black conversations and our black issues. But they're not addressing their own white, Caucasian, Caucasus Mountain, deplorable, degenerate issues. You know what I mean? They're not teaching their children not to take weapons to school. They're not teaching their grown-ass white men to keep their hands off of 12-year-old little babies. You know what I'm saying? They're not teaching them to stop humping animals. They're not teaching them to keep their hands to themselves because they could end up like Austin Metcalf. They're not teaching their children this. They're not teaching their children that white men make up 29% of their population and 77% of all convicted child charges in this country, and over 60% of all S-related crimes in this country. The S-ual stuff, y'all. That is the genetic makeup of the white race. But they won't say that, though. They won't say that. They won't focus on the 2977. They ain't focusing on that, y'all. They ain't even found a way to cure their down lice yet. They ain't even found a way to goddamn exist in the sun yet with the UV rays. You know what I'm saying? They want to come in here and talk noise to us. Respect the indigenous. Stay in your place. That's what you do. This conversation ain't got nothing to do with you other than the things you do to people like us. So unless we're talking about that and taking some sort of accountability, you know what I'm saying? Let me speak on behalf of the black people in this country. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up and mind your business. It's scum like this right here, y'all. Scum like this right here, y'all. Scum like this right here, y'all. Scum just like this right here, y'all. Now they got me crump. Huh? Now they got me crump. Now I'm in my uncut mode. Let's roll.
Was discovered in the Southern California desert. This girl, 16 years old.
Nature's miracle. Permanently eliminate tough odors and stains at the source.
You've got control of your health. Now get control of your allergies with Zyrtec 5 milligrams.
Kiana Rivers from South Carolina.
Y'all notice that, though? They won't talk about how they 69% of all reported crime in this country. They won't talk about how 29% of their population are made up of men, and they're convicted at 75 to 77% of all child charges and actual charges and trafficking charges and all kind of anything related to sex. And it's them. It's them. Anything related to homosexuality, it's them. They won't talk about that. They won't talk about the land they stole, the lies they told, the people they sold. They won't talk about that. They won't. They hide behind this, oh, you're playing victim. It would feel so good just to slap the hell out of one of them haters, man. Real talk. It'll feel good just to be face to face with one armed man and leave a paw print on their cheek. You know, I'm not advocating for violence. I'm just saying allegedly. It would feel good, man. It would feel damn good to leave a boot up the ass of one of these people, man. You know what I'm saying? To see them beg for their life, to see them beg for their freedom, to see them beg for their liberties. You know what I mean? It would be nice to see the shoe on the other foot, man. I would make them motherfuckers suffer. I really would. I would make them motherfuckers suffer, man. Real talk. Your God is more merciful than I am, because ain't no forgiving and ain't no saving. You know what I'm saying? You gonna wear this one. Every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess. You shall reap what you sow. All that good shit y'all like to quote, or you a damn sure reap it. You know what I'm saying? You a damn sure reap it.
China, once again, as you can see, been missing since December of last year. Now, South Carolina has came up multiple times so far. Anyway, let's continue. This brother, 16 years old, Philadelphia, been missing since last.
Oh, we got a brother now. We got a 16-year-old male out of Philadelphia, Elijah Smith. You know what I'm saying? Gender, male, race, black, complexion, dark. Brother, his height is 5'8". His weight is 160 pounds. Hair color, black. Hair length, short. Eye color, brown. You know, Elijah was last seen on July 4th, 2025 at 11:58 p.m. on the 8400 block of Providence Street. All right, here we go, y'all. Here we go. See, this is the stuff they don't want to talk about. They'll come in here and start all this, but they don't want to talk about this. You know why? Because it's them that's taking these children. It's them that's abducting these children. It's them that's unaliving our children. If it's a crime against a child in this country, trust me, you already know who it is. You already know who it is. Black people protect children. We can't say the same for our other counterparts. We can't say the same. They do other things with their children, like make them sex slaves and stuff. Sometimes they might adopt black children just to make them slaves. These people have twisted, sadistic minds, y'all. All these people are born with mental health problems. There's a chemical deficiency in their mind that's just, it gives them inappropriate thoughts and inappropriate behavior, y'all. These people couldn't act sophisticated or civilized if they tried. These people couldn't tell the truth if they tried. These people can't be accountable if they tried. All they know is evil, 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 lie, 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 take, steal, and grape. That's all they know. That's all they know. And they are heavy with the grapes, y'all. They heavy with the grapes.
Summer, July 4th of last year, right? And they say he was last seen walking down the street. This girl, Denasia Wiggins from Richmond, Virginia, 16 years old, been missing since early January of this year, was last seen in Richmond, Virginia, in the locality of Richmond. This brother, 16 years old from Queens, New York, was last seen last year at the end of November 2025. He was last seen walking down the block. This girl, Heaven McGee, 21 years old, currently right now, was last seen last January, over a year ago, January 2025 in California. She was last seen walking down the street. This brother, Marquise Young, was last seen at the beginning, around the middle of April 2026, and he was.
All these victims are black. All these children are black. And they'll come in here and say, stop playing victim. When all of the assailants and the perpetrators behind these missing children you are hearing right now looks just like the people who are telling you to stop playing victim, y'all. That's right. The people who are getting arrested, who's being caught with these children, who's online grooming, if I can say that, and manipulating your children to walk up the road to meet them, and your children's now in a different state, found dead, chopped up in suitcases. Yeah. That's Shay Whitey, y'all. That's Shay Whitey. But since they always want to be in our conversation, let's have that conversation. Since they always want to be in our business, let's have that business. Since they can't never keep their hands to themselves or tell the truth, you know what I'm saying? Let's go hands on with the truth. Let's try it. Let's try it. But no, they'll just leave the room. They'll just leave the room. See, they don't want to talk facts, y'all. All they know is misinformation. All they know is lies. All they know is per capita. That's all they know. But if y'all think for a minute that these people really don't know who the hell they really are, you are sadly mistaken. These people are only mad right now because the truth is being exposed, because their ways and their methods are being exploited. That's why they're upset. That's why they're upset. Huh? We putting salt in the game. We putting salt in the game. That's why they upset.
Last seen walking down the street. This girl, 16 years old, Dakota Wilson, been missing since March 20th, 2025, over a year ago, and apparently has not been seen from or heard from.
Let me guess. Last seen walking up the street. If these girls are walking up the street, someone has gotten to them online and they are lying to their parents saying, "Hey, I'm walking up the street. I'm going to such and such house. I'm going to the store. I'm going to get a julep. I'm going to whatever." And these babies are walking up the road to meet other people, allegedly, and they're not ever, ever, ever coming back. Lots of them never, ever, ever come back. We have to be more diligent and more vigilant when it comes to our children and their affairs online, when they're on these devices, y'all. That opens the door to things like this. You've got people on the internet, who prey on young, innocent souls just like this. They already have your information. They know where to find you at. And 9 times out of 10, the minor already gave them the information and told them. These people pull up. These people offer children things. You have to know who you share this world with. You have to know your neighbor. You have to know your coworker. You understand what I'm saying? You have to know. Because the very same people who smile in your face could be the very same ones who's plotting to take your baby out of place. Could be the very same people.
Ever since, this young brother, 15 years old, from Norfolk, Virginia, was last seen in the middle of March 2026. This young girl, 14 years old, from Texas, been missing since the middle of March 2026, about 3 months ago, and was last seen walking down the street. This brother, 24 years old, from Oklahoma, has been missing for over a year, since January 2025, and was last seen walking down the street. Now, like I said, this recent news story, very strange news story. You got a girl just walking down the street early in the morning. Some random guy in a beat up car, pulls out the Halloween costume, says, I'm with the police, pulls out a fake badge. She gets in the car, assuming that he has some type of authority, even though he has no credentials. He just white. And then she gets in the car, and luckily she was able to escape because he brought her to a secluded area. And I guess her senses kicked in and said, "This ain't right. This not the police station. This is a back road. This is an alley. So I got to get out of here." So she was able to escape onto a main road, get the attention of some truck drivers. Shout out to the Anthony Moore, I think that was his name, who saved the day. And so luckily she got lucky, but it's a lot of unanswered questions because we have a lot of children. We have a lot of not even children, but even adults as well who went missing in similar circumstances, just walking down the street and have never been seen from or heard from ever since. So it's really.
And it sounds crazy just saying walking down the street, but we have to remember Ahmaud Arbery was just out jogging. We have to remember that Sonia Massey was just in her home boiling some hot water, and she's the one I called them. We have to remember things like this. That Breonna Taylor was in her house just sleeping. That Botham Jean John was in his apartment enjoying ice cream, watching TV. When old Amber Geiger or whatever her name is, happened to mistake his apartment for hers and opened fire on him, unaliving him. We have to know who we share this world with. Some of the most evil, dangerous inhabitants globally and in this country, ladies and gentlemen. We have to know people get paid to look the other way. Exactly. Yes, they do. But my question is, are these parents getting paid to look the other way too? Because it starts with parents. When I was growing up, we always had dogs. Our mom didn't mind our dogs walking up the road with us because she knew that dog wasn't going to let nothing happen to us. It's still protection. These girls ain't got no mace. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, them women was walking around with blades, y'all. And y'all know what I mean? Razors. These little young girls don't know nothing about survival, man. These little young guys don't know nothing about survival. You should always have something on you. Always. a lot of people will teach you to keep something like wasp spray around. Keep something like wasp spray because of the reach of wasp spray. You know, it can work just like some mace and it's legal. It's legal. Get you some wasp spray. Somebody approaching your car, somebody causing you some havoc. You want to keep the distance. Do you know how far wasp spray will shoot? What do you care about burning the eyes of someone who's trying to take you out and or relocate you against your will? Your job is just like Carmelo Anthony's job. Survive. To survive. They're going to present the threat. You have to survive the threat.
You know, we got to ask the question. That's all. We got to ask the question. But anyway, not wasting no time. Let's get into today's episode of The Culture. You know, it's been a minute since we had an episode of The Culture. So not wasting no time. Let's get into the intro and let's go.
If you didn't know already, white men make up 29% of the U.S. population, but are accounted for over 77% of the people caught with child. You know what?
By far, it is being done by middle-aged Caucasian men.
This isn't just happening around the world. It's happening in every neighborhood right here in America.
And I could keep going off list. We're the #1 buyer for boys and girls around the world.
And he's talking about mostly white, mostly Christian men. He goes on to say, this is Tim Tebow. He's admitting it. He's admitting it.
We pay for the boys and girls in the Philippines, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Thailand. We're the #1 buyer in peer-to-peer.
I believe him. Jeffrey Epstein looks like him. Donald Trump looks like him. Ghislaine Maxwell looks like him. A majority of people in the Epstein files looks like him. A majority of the people that's doing this to these black children we just ran off looks like him. I believe it. I believe it. You don't even have to convince me anymore. I believe it. I believe it. So he's definitely telling the truth, ladies and gentlemen. But they'll never own up to this. They'll never be accountable. We're just playing victim. Even though our babies are missing, even though our women are under attack, you know, we're just playing victim. How are our black women going to these hospitals, giving birth and having our babies and coming back sterilized? Make it make sense. They're coming back sterile, ladies and gentlemen. They put Planned Parenthood 2.5 miles walking distance in every urban community to convince you to go unalive your baby. But yet in their communities, they have fertility clinics. It's strategic. 2.5 miles in every urban community, walking distance, you would have found a Planned Parenthood facility. And the saddest thing is, these Planned Parenthood facilities are also where your future trans people are going for injections, for hormonal injections. And I wonder where Planned Parenthood would be getting these hormones from. Do your research on Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood. Understand how she viewed you. Understand how she viewed us. Understand what Planned Parenthood is really designed to do. And now that, you know, those are pretty much shut down, so to speak, they've got to find another way. And, well, they're doing it by the way they've always done it. You know, they're going to take these children from bus stops. They're going to take these children walking up and down the road. They're going to play online and they're going to bait them and get them to meet them up the streets. And then, well, we know where it goes from there. We know where it goes from there. And it's majority black children, ladies and gentlemen. Majority of black children. They are coming to the hood getting the goods, y'all. They are coming to the hood. When we around here wishing a mother would. Huh? We talk about doing bids. And they still coming to the hood snatching our kids. Who's scared of who? Who take who serious? Who just talking? And who really acting like they about it? Huh? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. We appear to be all tough. If we was that damn tough, they'd be scared to come in our hood and mess with our women and our children. They wouldn't be effing with us the way they do. We done fell off. We are not the same. We are not like our ancestors. Our ancestors would have been about it. Huh? Would have been about it. But today, nah, we gonna run. We scared. We don't want to lose everything. You know, you work hard for that Mercedes Benz you driving. You work hard for that mortgage you got on that new home. You work hard for that good job. Did you work equally harder to protect your children? Did you work equally hard to defend your black? Huh? Did you? Did you even remember you were black along the way?
Sharing of this information, we're third worst in the world. China, Russia, US, and Italy's fourth. This is one of the worst evils in the world. And people think, well, we're not doing that.
Now, not wasting no time, let's get into it. Let's start out with the first story. A 4-year-old boy found buried in the yard was eliminated by his own father. Let's get into this one. A father in Washington state has been arrested after police say that the body of his 4-year-old son was discovered buried in the backyard of the child's grandmother's house, ending a search that began with a...
Well. Why am I not surprised, ladies and gentlemen? Somebody tell me, why am I not surprised? I just want to know, why am I not surprised? I told y'all the number one dangerous inhabitants in the country. I told y'all, this is who they are. This is who they are. This is what they do. This is what they're about. Huh? If you still trying to figure out their existence, they exist just to do shit like this. They exist just to do like this, man.
Authorities started looking into the whereabouts of the boy and his siblings. Authorities identified the suspect as 36-year-old Jacob Scott Bevins of Aberdeen, Washington state. According to investigators, the case began on May 12th when police received a complaint regarding the whereabouts of the suspect's 6-year-old daughter. Officers later learned that the girl was safe and staying with her mother. However, during the investigation, relatives informed the police that they had not seen the 4-year-old son for an extended period of time. Family members reportedly became increasingly concerned and requested a welfare check at the property where the child was supposed to be living with his father and grandmother. According to police, the suspect initially told investigators that the child was staying with relatives in another state. Detectives contacted those relatives who said that the child was not with them and they had not seen him. Police returned to the property accompanied by members of the patrol crime scene response team. During follow-up interviews and investigative efforts, authorities say information obtained from the father ultimately led detectives to a burial site in the backyard of the residence. Investigators discovered the body of 4-year-old Aiden Bevins buried on the property.
Boy took out his own child. You know, they ain't got no problem taking out our children if they taking out their own children. A lot of people be like, oh, you on here causing division and spreading hate. No, I'm not. I'm adding awareness and observation, you know what I mean, to our situation. I love everybody, but for me to sit here and act nonchalant or to turn a blind eye to what these people do to our children, hell no, man. I'm black first. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to do with life but stay black and die. And truthfully, when they die, they gonna turn black too. So they spending their whole life wanting to be black. They gonna be black as soon as they stop breathing. You know, they just won't be here to tell us how it feels. Or we could profile them in their eternal sleep when they turn black. We gotta profile their ass just for being black. Goddamn chameleons. Let's go.
Property. Authorities have not yet publicly released the child's official cause of death or the manner of death, pending a further forensic examination. Next story, May 29, 2026, last week. Children have been rescued from a house that smelled like death, and they had never been to school, and they were illiterate. Police said the victims were found in a home with rotting garbage, with feces and maggots. Let's get into this one. Welcome to the culture. 2 men from Texas are facing serious charges after police responded to reports of a foul odor and discovered 2 young children living in conditions that investigators described as some of the worst they had ever encountered.
Wait a minute. I told y'all, caveman, Neanderthals, low IQ. I know y'all just heard that story. Look, y'all. Look, y'all. If that don't look trailer parkish to you, huh? Yeah, I told y'all. They don't want to talk about this type of stuff. That's why I talk about this type of stuff. They always want to be in our conversations. Tell them to get in the conversation now. Tell them to talk about this. Tell them to be accountable. Tell them to own it. And tell them to cut their bullshit out. Huh? Tell them that. Since they got so much to say about black, tell them that. Tell them that. Yeah. I want y'all to get one more look at these cavemen, these degenerates, huh? These Caucasus Mountain vampires right here, man. And listen to this story. Listen to this story.
Authorities identified the suspect as 34-year-old Michael Robbins and 68-year-old John Robbins of Texas. According to arrest affidavits, the officers were dispatched to
of Texas. Storm. Storm, what's going on in your state, Storm? This happened in Texas. How you let this happen in your state, Storm? You supposed to put on your cape, Storm. Huh? You supposed to be ready to stomp out an ape, Storm. You gotta prevent these people from performing grapes, Storm. For heaven's sakes, Storm. Watch these people bake, Storm. Yeah, bars. Yes, sir.
residents, and during the morning hours of May 20th, after a neighbor reported a strong odor coming from the house and expressed concern about the occupants. When officers arrived, they immediately noticed a powerful smell coming from the residence. One officer described the odor as smelling like death.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Do y'all hear that, man? That just made my stomach bowl. How do you live like that? How do you live like that? That is nasty. Then you got kids living in that situation, man. Man, my ex-wife was nasty like that. I ain't gonna lie. My ex-wife was nasty like that, boy. Ooh. God dang. Nasty, nasty too, boy. When women live like that, it's even nastier. But, you know, these men, we expect that. But man, it ain't good to be a dirty woman. It ain't good to be a dirty human. It ain't good to be a dirty man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't good at all, but it happens. It happens. Ladies and gentlemen, it definitely happens. Let's go.
Investigators observed large numbers of flies gathering around the windows of the home, leading officers to fear that somebody inside may have died. After receiving no response to repeated knocks on the doors and the windows, officers entered the residence to conduct a welfare check. Inside, police encountered Michael Robbins and John Robbins and discovered what authorities described as extremely unsanitary living conditions throughout the home. According to investigators, the residence was filled with rotting garbage, covering floors, furniture, and other surfaces. Officers also located 2 children, 8 and 10 years old, sitting inside a bathtub that was filled with dirty water. The investigators said that one of the child's hair was heavily matted and appeared to be
Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, y'all still think these people care about children? Y'all still think these people care about children? Hmm? Y'all forgetting these people are used to eating people? That these are your post cannibals? In some instances, they're probably still active cannibals too. Huh? Oh, they got up out of here then when I said that. They got up out of here then when I said that. Oh yeah, we forgetting? Are we forgetting? We must never forget.
infested with insects. When officers instructed the children to get dressed, they reportedly returned wearing foul-smelling clothing covered in old food stains. Investigators stated that both children smelled strongly of urine, feces, and body odor and stagnant water. According to arrest affidavits, the children told the officers that they had never been to school and don't know how to read or write. One child was found with adult teeth growing into a mouth with severe dental decay had already taken place. Investigators also learned that the children were largely caring for themselves and each other. Police alleged that Michael Robbins and John Robbins failed to provide food regularly and the children had not eaten the night before officers arrived. Neighbors told investigators they had not seen the children outside the home for years, raising additional concerns about prolonged neglect and isolation. A further search...
They was living like the people under the stairs. I don't know if y'all remember that, man. The people under the stairs. I don't know if y'all remember that movie or not. But that's what it reminds me of, man. You know what I'm saying? God dang, like Children of the Corn or something, man. This is crazy, man.
The residents revealed mouse and rat feces all throughout the home, standing water in the kitchen sink containing maggots and insects, rotting food left on the counters covered in bugs, and officers described as virtually no clean or sanitary area anywhere inside the residence. The children were removed from the home and transported to the children's hospital for medical evaluation and treatment. Following the investigation, both suspects were arrested and charged with abandoning and endangering children with intent. Next story, down in Houston, May 21st, a few weeks ago. This is the latest
Storm, we got Texas again. You know what I'm saying? Storm, we got Texas again. Storm, Nah, we got you stationed in Texas, Miss Alicia Barnes, and you letting this stuff happen, Alicia? Alicia, I'm coming to Texas. We got to put our capes on together. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah, they there. They are there. There's so much going on in Texas right now, too. You know what I mean? You got all this stuff happening on top of the Carmelo Anthony trial. Not on your watch. I hear you, sister. I hear you, sister. I'm going to come down there and help protect Texas, too. You know what I'm saying? They say everything is big in Texas. I'm bringing a big attitude and a big agenda. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing another big too. But this got to stop. You know what I'm saying? This got to stop, man. This got to stop.
Invasive blood glucose monitor developed by the Charite University Hospital in Berlin. It only needs to be clipped onto the finger. And
a lawyer down in Houston has been accused of illegal acts involving animals, involving the family dog. Welcome to the culture.
A lawyer just snuffed a schnauzer. Huh? A lawyer just chalupa the chihuahua. Are we kidding right now? Huh? A lawyer just dove into a Doberman. Huh? A lawyer just rocked a Rottweiler. What? Man, this is crazy. I told y'all these people, man.
Said these guys, only 29% of the population, over 70% of those getting caught engaging in illegal acts involving animals. Let's continue. A Houston attorney is facing criminal charges after investigators say that surveillance footage captured him engaging in illegal acts involving animals inside.
Y'all thought I was lying. We gonna put this attorney on blast. I hope this attorney ain't involved in the Carmelo Anthony case. I hope this ain't one of them prosecutors or something in the Carmelo Anthony case. Yeah. Let's check this vampire out, y'all. Let's check this vampire out, y'all. There he go. There he go. There he go. Him an attorney, y'all. Him got big bank. But him around here messing with Pomeranians. Huh? Him around here wrestling with shih tzus. You know what I'm saying? Him around here putting the dick on the Dachshund, y'all. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, it ain't nothing these people won't do. Oh my God. This is nasty. This is just nasty. Just unsanctified behavior, y'all. This is not God-like, but they Christians, y'all. Huh? They Christians, though. Oh my God, this is unsanitary behavior. Let's go. Let's go.
His home. Authorities identified the suspect as 56-year-old Stephen Tyler Swain, a Houston attorney and an operator of a local law practice. According to court documents, the suspect has been charged in connection with the incident that allegedly occurred last November. Investigators say that the case began after the suspect's wife reviewed footage from the surveillance cameras that had recently been installed inside the family's residence, while contractor work was being performed at the house. According to court documents, the footage allegedly showed inappropriate conduct involving the family's dog, identified as Ship.
Boy, you can tell when somebody identifies as a vampire. You can tell when somebody believes the great white narrative. You can tell when somebody's just an addict of mainstream media, preferably probably Fox News. I've been ignoring this Yakamuri Kawasaki guy in the chat for the longest right here. You know what I'm saying? But I can no longer ignore the vampire. The vampire said, wait, isn't that the kid who drugged another kid after refusing to leave a tent that wasn't his? Wait a minute, you Nazi. The way you should have put that, you Nazi, isn't that the kid who had to protect himself because another white kid in a group of 4 kids surrounded him, shoving him and pushing him and bullying him? Huh? What you should have said is, well, he had every right to be sitting in that tent to get out of the rain. His school did not come with a tent. Huh? He had a friend named Eddie that went to that same kid's school, which was the reason he was up under that tent in the first place, Mr. Yawa Kawasaki. Huh? If you don't get your Rick Chow ass up out of here, we will remove you. We will remove you. We will remove you. And last time I checked, you don't need a damn gun to go to school either, you reject. Last time I checked, You don't need no reason to take a firearm to a damn school, a church, or a damn supermarket last time I checked. Huh? Like last time I checked, you ain't got no reason to be messing with children when y'all go to these bars getting drunk around women y'all age. Huh? But you know they eggs already scrambled, huh? They eggs already scrambled. Too much UV light, huh? So y'all got to mess with children and babies, huh? And y'all eat them too. Huh? Then you incriminate yourself with these thumb drives and all this other stuff you got around your house and pictures. You nasty mother suckers, you. You nasty mother suckers, you. Hmm? Yeah. Tell that Mr. Yahweh Yakasari, whatever your name is. Vampires. Hey, if I got any hungry moderators, if any of the tribe want to eat, it's a vampire in here needs some garlic and some sun. It's a vampire in here that needs some garlic and some sun. I know reading is hard for you. Y'all are some low IQ people. You know what I'm saying? Gotta go to work. Take care. Keep doing what you're doing. You got it, sweetheart. You got it, sweetheart. You got it. Thank you, Slim Jones. Thank you. And I got a feeling they're gonna come back. They'll be back. Mr. Yahweh Kawasaki will be back. We're gonna deport his ass.
Court documents reportedly contain disturbing details regarding the allegations. However, authorities and media outlets have largely withheld specific information from public reporting because of the nature of the case. Investigators allege that the incident involved illegal acts involving an animal inside the residence. According to court records, the suspect's wife told investigators that she was completely certain that the individual shown in the footage was her husband, and she was equally certain that the animal depicted was the family's dog. Following an investigation, authorities charged the suspect, and court records indicate that he was arrested and released on a $75,000 bond. Next story, May 20th, a few weeks ago. You know, we got to catch up on the culture. A few weeks went by since the last episode. Like I said, so many developments we've been talking about in terms of geopolitics that sometimes, you know, the culture falls by the wayside. But, you know, we got to catch up on these guys, see what they've been doing in the community. But anyway, as you can see, a former fire official and former police officers are among 6 people charged in an alleged in an organization involving illegal activity involving minors. Let's get into this one, as you can see by the headline. Welcome to the culture. 6 people involving fire.
Yeah, 6 people, y'all. Firefighters, attorneys, cops. 6 people, y'all. Hey, I guess Kendrick Lamar was right when he said they not like us. Cause don't none of them look like us. Meaning we don't do those type of things. Huh? We don't do those type of things. And look at the women. Those scumbags. They supposed to be protecting children. I told y'all they women sit around and record them doing these acts to these children. I told y'all. And they always got high positions. They always have high positions. But they have devilish intentions. I told y'all they gonna keep black out of their mouth, y'all. Huh? They gonna keep black out of their mouth. This is why I do what I do. Somebody got to speak up for us. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to speak up for us. They go to garlic, they go to sun. I'm looking for a vampire and I see none. You know what I'm saying? Come on out, vampires. Come on out and play. Don't run now because the sun coming up. Come on out, vampires. Come get these UV rays and this garlic. Come on. Come on. Let's go.
Department officers and police officers have been arrested following an investigation into what authorities described as a long-running network involving illegal acts against minors in South Carolina. According to Greenville County Sheriff's Office, the investigation began in January after 2 alleged victims came forward and reported criminal conduct that they had said occurred when they were children. During the investigation, authorities identified a 3rd alleged victim connected to the case. Investigators say that members of the Sheriff's Office Specialized Investigations Division spent months gathering evidence before executing multiple search warrants at the homes of 6 different suspects.
They won't talk about this. Did y'all see this story on Fox News? Huh? Did y'all see this on Fox? Are any of these white social media hateful anti-black content creators, are they talking about these stories? Are they talking about this? Huh? We talking about saving our kids, so they should be talking about not touching our kids. I mean, it would only make sense if they didn't try to make America great again. I mean, we could make it great by agreeing that you guys need to stop touching children. You guys need to stop doing these type of things to animals. You know what I'm saying? We can make America great if we just deport the biggest immigrants who got here with no one's permission. They just forced their way in. And it's evident that they got here by boat. It's evident that they come from the Western Hemisphere. It's evident that they're not indigenous here. So it's also evident that they need to send their ass back. They need to go on back. England, Europe, wherever you from, that's where you need to be. You know what I mean? That's where you need to be. Y'all know our chant over here. Reparations and segregation. Reparations and segregation. Reparations and segregation. Say it with me, family. Reparations and segregation. Say it with me. Say it with me, indigenous family. Say it with me, FBA. Huh? Say it with me. Huh? Reparations and segregation. Shay, power to that. Let's go. They won't talk about this type of stuff.
The end of May, authorities,
but I will,
believe the individuals were connected through friendship and personal relationships and worked together over a period of several years. According to arrest warrants, the alleged conduct occurred dating as far back as 1998. Investigators say the suspect participated in various forms of illegal activity involving minors, including facilitating access to children, arranging encounters, and allowing other suspects access to alleged victims.
She opened the door. It swung slowly upon its hinges, as if it were afraid to open. And she stepped out into the garden.
One suspect is accused of helping other defendants gain access to minors, maintaining unsafe living conditions for children staying at his residence, and committing illegal acts against the child that he was babysitting. Another suspect is accused of communicating with the minor in an effort to persuade the child to engage in illegal activity and working alongside other defendants in the alleged scheme. Investigators say that another suspect transported a minor to various locations where multiple adult suspects committed crimes against the child. Authorities also accused another suspect of communicating with the minor for illegal purposes and committing illegal acts against a family member. Another suspect is accused of committing illegal acts against a child he was babysitting and facilitating access to victims for other suspects. Authorities allege that another suspect played a role in enabling the crimes by assisting her husband and helping prevent children from escaping a situation where the crimes were occurring. Investigators say that she also allowed illegal acts to occur while she was responsible for supervising the children. Another suspect is facing similar allegations. According to arrest warrants, investigators believe that she helped facilitate access to children, enabled illegal activity, and assisted in situations where victims attempted to escape. The case has generated significant attention because several of the suspects held positions of trust, including careers in law enforcement and public safety. Like I said, the pillars of their community. Every single episode of The Culture, it wouldn't be an episode of The Culture without the pillars of their community, right? We already have the lawyer,
law enforcement, and public protection, but yet they're the ones out here victimizing the public and not upholding the law when they are law enforcement. Make this make sense. This is almost synonymous with white people being unaccountable, but yet knowing that they're the ones that create 69% of the crime in this country. Oh boy. Oh boy. You two don't pay enough to try to understand these people. I'm just saying.
Right? Committing illegal acts against animals, right? Smashing on the animals, even though he got a wife, right? He said, forget the wife, forget wifey. I need something else. I need something different, you know? And then we have these individuals, a whole, police officer.
I guess his wife didn't have enough fur around the kitten. He chose the pet cat because the wife didn't have enough fur around the kitty, y'all. These mother suckers nasty.
And fire department officials, they got a whole, organization, a whole network, just, terrorizing the community. So welcome to The Culture, man. Anyway, let's continue. Next story. Now, in this next case, we're going international, right? We're going to go to an international case, but it's still within the culture. As you can see, a French spy gets 20 years in Mali over an alleged destabilization plot. Right? He went to Africa. He tried to overthrow the government. Let's continue. Let's get into this story. A French intelligence officer who spent nearly a year in captivity in Mali has now been sentenced to 20 years in prison after Malian authorities accused him of participating in a plot to destabilize the government of President Assimi Goïta. The man at the center of the case is Jean-Christian Bernard Vézoulière, a French national and career military officer who rose to the rank of lieutenant colonel in the French Air Force after approximately 2 decades of service. During his military career, Vézoulière served in intelligence, operational, and command positions and was later awarded the National Order of Merit, one of the highest honors that anybody can receive in France, recognizing distinguished service to the French state. Before his arrest, The suspect was officially assigned to the French embassy in Bamako, where France described him as a diplomatic employee. The Malian authorities, however, alleged that his diplomatic position served as cover for intelligence activities conducted on behalf.
Damn, these people are traitors too. These people are traitors too. You know what I'm saying? These people are traitors too. Y'all look at this vampire talking about Section 8. You know, look at this asshole don't even realize their own history. You bastard, y'all has, and then want to have a cross up for their profile picture. You guys lived off of Section 8 and HUD and EBT. You guys are still the EBT, SNAP, and HUD Section 8 queens. 37.4% of your community still lives off of government assistance, asshole. You had a 400-year head start, asshole. Section 8 is not reparations, asshole. You giving back our land and getting the fuck off of our land would be great reparations, asshole. Seeing you burn in the sun and blister would be great reparations, you asshole. You guys benefited from that shit before we even had access to it in the 1960s, you dumbass. You dumbass. You don't even do your work for you unaccountable ass saltine crackers. Don't do your work before you come in here and make your little racist ass comments. You low IQ ass furball. You goddamn Neanderthal. Huh? You ain't no grown ass man. You a puppy. You probably licking a dog's ass right now as we speak. And want to have a cross up here. This is what I'm talking about, chat. Y'all put the garlic and the sun in here so we can get rid of this vampire, y'all. We about to have an exorcism. I'm going to show you how to get rid of a demon. Huh? We gonna send that boy back to the Caucasus Mountains. You know what I'm saying? Tyron Newsom, you just in time, brother, to witness an exorcist. Can we get some garlic and some sun in the chat? Huh? And this asshole talking some God be with y'all. And look how he's talking. But these are your white supremacists, y'all. These are your white nationalists. These are your low IQ furballs right here. These are your primates. You know what I'm saying? These are your primates. They be chimping out. Can we get some garlic and some sun in the chat? Can we get some garlic and some sun in the chat? You know what I'm saying? For this primate, this wet dog smelling ass vampire right here. You know what I'm saying? That's chimping out in the chat. Can we get some sun and some garlic? You know, I want to do this in a traditional way. I see some sun and some garlic. There we go. We representing now. Let's get them out of here. Let's free them. Let's free them. Poof! Watch that vampire. Bam! That's what happened when the sun come up, boy. That's what happened when the sun come up, boy. Let's go.
Of French external intelligence services. The case exploded into public view in August 2025 when Mali's government announced the arrest of Vezelier along with several Malian military officers, including 2 generals. According to Mali security ministers, investigators believe.
Oh, we know, but they won't admit that. All white people come with at least a 3% Neanderthal gene, but they won't admit that. They won't admit that the Neanderthal is linked to the primate as well. I keep telling y'all all the time. Why do you think their lips are thin like a primate? Why do you think they are furry like a primate? Why do you think they get lice like a primate? Why do you think they like to climb mountains and all this stuff like primates do? Huh? Because they have that monkey gene. That's why Chud around here chimping out. That's why these chimpanzees around here chimping out. Huh? That's why these jars of mayo getting salmonella, y'all. You know what I'm saying? They out in the sun too long. The jar of mayonnaise going bad. The Miracle Whip going bad. You got to refrigerate that. They need to be out in the cold. Back in the caves where it's cold. Keep that mayo cold. This is what happens to mayo when you leave it out in the sun. It gets contaminated. It can hurt your stomach or it can hurt your country. Yeah. Yeah, y'all don't know who y'all fucking with, man. Y'all better leave Shino baby boy alone, I'm trying to tell you.
That a network of military personnel and civilians had been working to destabilize the government and undermine the authority of President Assimi Goïta. Authorities specifically accused the suspect of acting on behalf of French intelligence and mobilizing political actors, civil society figures, and military personnel against the Malian government. The authorities in Mali alleged that the operation involved efforts to recruit supporters within the military and broader political system and opposition. Several media outlets in Mali.
I'm going to stay shadow banned on YouTube. I ain't gonna never make no money on YouTube, but it's okay. I bet you I get my message across on YouTube. I bet you I get my message across on YouTube. You can shadow ban me all you want. You can cut into my pay. I ain't got to make no pay. I was doing this for a hobby before you offered to pay me. But I bet I get my message across. Huh? I bet you I get my message across.
Described the suspect as the central figure in the alleged destabilization network, although France has strongly rejected those accusations. France immediately condemned the arrest and insisted the allegations were unfounded. French officials argued that the suspect was an accredited diplomatic agent whose detention violated the Vienna International Convention on Diplomatic Relations. Paris repeatedly demanded his release and maintained that the accusations lacked evidence. The case quickly became one of the most significant diplomatic disputes between Mali and France since the breakdown of relations that followed the withdrawal of French troops back in 2022. The arrest deepened the tensions between Mali and France and became a symbol of the wider geopolitical struggle taking place across the region.
This is all the stuff I've been putting out here on my channel. This is why I repeat these facts. Neil deGrasse Tyson just posted the data about whites having more of the chimp gene than blacks. We have 0% of the Neanderthal gene. Ha ha ha. Yeah, and they have at least 3%. Right. But they won't admit that. They won't admit that. And I did see that post. They won't admit that. Tell them to post that skin cancer chart. Tell them to post that cancer chart in America. Tell them to post it. Huh? Tell them to post that. Tell them to post them stats on them children. And who's really doing that? Tell them to post them stats on who create all these wars. Tell them to post them stats on where their homosexuality really come from. Tell them to post them stats of the land they stole and people they reclassified, of the people identities they assumed. Huh? The governments they ran down. Tell them to post that. Tell them to post it. Tell them to post all the racist laws. Tell them to post them presidents that had them slaves. Tell them to post them presidents that was sleeping with them slave girls and going out there raping them. Huh? Tell them to post that. Then tell them to post when they was doing it to their damn self just to prove how goddamn nefarious they really are. Tell them to post that. Tell them to post it. Huh? And I'll post a picture of Charlie Kirk and his eternal rest and a picture of Austin Metcalf too. Motherfucker should have kept his hands to himself.
After spending months in prison, Veselier was brought before a special Malian court handling terrorism and transnational crime. On June 5, 2026, the court sentenced him to 20 years in prison. The Malian authorities accused Veselier's actions of being aimed at undermining state security and destabilizing national institutions. Next story, June 5th, the other day, a teacher and a football coach has been arrested on charges for illegal images and videos involving minors.
Who I told y'all lead the way? 2977, child. A teacher and a coach, y'all. A teacher and a coach, y'all. I told y'all, when it comes to that child, photography. Can we say photography for the algorithm? Maybe it won't recognize that. When it comes to these illegal child photo ops, y'all, 2977. A teacher and a coach. Now, what color do y'all think he is? Huh? What color do y'all think he is? Let's be fair. Let's guess what race he is. Let's guess. Let's guess what race he is. Y'all put it in the chat. What race do y'all think he is? Black, white, Asian, Spanish? You know what I'm saying? What? Pammy, what's up, beautiful? Pammy, where's that profile picture, beautiful? Moderators have until tomorrow to get some type of profile picture up, or I'm going to start taking moderator badges. I want to know who I'm talking to, especially my moderators. You know what I'm saying? Especially my moderators. What's up, Pammy? What's good, beautiful? So, y'all tell us play a little game. Guess what race he is? Guess what race he is? Yeah, that's right. I got to know who I'm talking to. You know, so we got to get these pictures up. So by tomorrow, you know, I'm going through the moderators. If I don't see profile pictures, I'm removing badges. I'm just being honest. Pammy, just post a picture on your YouTube page, on your profile. It should pop up on your profile. It should pop up on your profile. Just post a profile picture on your YouTube channel, and it should carry over. Oh, I see you, Drill Sergeant. I see you. If you got a profile picture, you're safe. But I'm going to be honest. If you ain't got a profile picture, you're not safe. But Pammy, I would give you a pass. You know, you would be safe either way. You know what I'm saying? Neil also said that 99% of the human race came from the continent of Africa, but they won't post them stats, Mr. Uncut. We listen, that's a lie, man. Y'all think all life started in Africa with all these big ass land masses around? There was life everywhere. We were indigenous. They always try to associate life back to Africa because they know that black people were the longest reigning existence of people. So they figure because we're black and most blacks are in Africa, that Africa, all life started in Africa. No, all life started on every goddamn continent. And everybody was black. Asians, Japanese, you know, everyone was black. Everyone. Point blank. Point blank. I don't get down with them Charles Darwin ass, evolution ass theories, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't get down with that. We know that's a lie. So everybody left Africa and branched out everywhere else. Then why don't we have accents? Huh? Why don't we have accents? Why don't we look like them? Why do we have different cultures? Why do they hate us? All life did not start in Africa. Yeah, life was everywhere. We were indigenous to every land, every landmass, every country and continent. We were indigenous. It was black. It was black. Google black Asians. Google black Japanese. It sounds crazy, right? Google original black indigenous Japanese. They're black. They were black. We have a tennis player, Naomi Osaka, who's black and Japanese or something like that. They were black. White people migrated every damn where, man. They rather say life started in Africa than to say that they got down colonized and migrated all over the damn world. That's what they did.
Said so far in the episode, the pillars of their community. We have a teacher and a football coach. We already have the attorney with the animals, and we have the multiple law enforcement officials and fire department officials. You know, welcome to the community, welcome to the culture. Let's continue. A Florida teacher and a football coach has been arrested following a federal investigation into alleged illegal images and videos involving minors. Authorities identified the suspect as Patrick Russell, a teacher and a football coach at St. Andrew's School in Boca Raton. School officials confirmed that Russell was arrested at his home.
Hey, Boca Raton, that's Florida. That's down here. Damn it. Damn it. Why all them come here? We get the Epsteins and the Trumps. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got a Palm Beach Epstein lookalike. Now look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Huh? Y'all were right. He was white. Y'all were right. He was white. Y'all were right. God darn it, man. Leave the children alone already. They just want to take credit for what the blacks accomplished in Africa, Mr. Uncut. They want to take credit for what all the blacks accomplished around the world globally. It's not even in Africa. It's not even about Africa. They want us to think that we're related to Africa. Africa owe us too. Africa is still working with the European nation right now. The European Union. Africa is a bunch of sellouts. Africa ain't us. Africa ain't even real. They some sellouts. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. They some bitch boys. Real talk. They colonizers in black skin. That's what they are. I have no respect for no damn African. Not one. Not one on the continent. Nope. Nope. I read a lot. I study a lot. And history reveals the games that y'all played too. How Africa was putting their hands in that damn financial cookie jar. You know what I'm saying? With the Arabs, even before the colonizers. Africa been selling their people into slavery. Other tribes into slavery right off the continent. For a little of nothing. They started doing it with the Arabs first before the Europeans pulled up. You know what I'm saying? By the 3rd century. Yeah. I be on this. Damn Africa, man. You can't trust Africa. You can't trust nothing out of Africa. They not the real blacks, no. They was never the real blacks. Our American blacks more black now. They weren't never the real blacks. And that's all we share in common is that we're melanated, we're black. But they not like us. They're not like us. Oh, I see you, Pammy. Go ahead, Pammy. Whoop, whoop. What's up, Pammy? What's up, Pammy? Okay. Okay. Hey, brother Tyron, we gonna need that profile picture, brother. We gonna need that profile pic. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's you throwing a black fist in the air. I don't care. We just need a profile pic. You know what I'm saying? We just need a profile pic. You know what I'm saying?
Following an FBI investigation and was immediately terminated from his position. In a statement sent to families, St. Andrew's School said that the suspect's employment has been terminated and that he was no longer permitted.
Okay, drill sergeant says the Neanderthal shares the same hair texture as a lot of the Europeans and Asian people, but they're not you. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Now you know who you talking to. I already knew you was beautiful, but that's the glory and the beauty in me seeing who I'm able to talk to. You see what I'm saying, Pammy? You made my day, Pammy. You made my day.
To enter the campus or access school property or attend school events or interact with the students. According to investigators, the case originated in Ohio during an unrelated FBI investigation. Authorities allege that the suspect used a messaging application.
Wait a minute. Corbin G. Let's put Corbin G in the chat, y'all. Oh, I see you, brother Tyron Newsom. I see you. Let's get that melanin out there. I see you. Let's go. Let's go. And don't worry, moderators. Y'all don't have to be black. Damn. You know what I'm saying? If you're a moderator, you tribe, you family, no matter what color, what race, what your political perspectives are, no matter if you know what I'm saying, no matter what your sexual preference is, you know what I'm saying? Nah, all that don't matter, man. Just post a profile pic, man. We all family up here. We laugh and have a good time together, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you see me smiling, my cheeks hurting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Pammy. Yeah, Pammy. Yeah, brother Tyron came through. Power, brother. Power, brother. Yeah. Yeah, let's go.
Under the username Jack C to communicate with other individuals and receive illegal images and videos involving minors. Federal court documents allege that the user behind the account identified himself as a teacher and a coach and made disturbing comments regarding students at the school where he worked. Investigators also allege that the suspect discussed finding individuals who could persuade or manipulate students into sending illegal photographs. Authorities say evidence recovered during the investigation linked more than 3,000 files to the case. The allegations have generated significant concern because the suspect worked in a position that placed him in regular contact with students through both academies and athletics.
He worked, but he was a recruiter, y'all. He worked around children, so he recruited the children for the underground networks, y'all. Underground networks. He worked with children, so he was basically recruiting the children and the minors for the. This sounds like that Jeffrey Epstein all over again, man. All over again. All over again. Let's go.
His arrest, school officials removed his profile from the website and announced that he would no longer be allowed on campus. Next story, June 6th, the other day, a hockey coach has been arrested for.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, please, please hit the like button. Y'all know I ain't got many people in the room. Y'all see what they doing to me. But them likes will bring more people in here. I think we need to get the story out. I think this deserves some attention. We got to protect the children. We got to protect the women. You know what I'm saying? We got to let these vampires know. No more touchy. No, don't touch. You know what I'm saying? We gotta let them know, man. Let's go.
Illegal activity involving minors, and authorities believe there could be additional victims. Now, how many pillars of a community the hockey coach?
Man, leave the children alone. A youth hockey coach arrested for child crimes? and detectives are seeking additional victims. Damn, you can't even play hockey no more. Damn. What the fuck? Damn.
Coach, the teacher, the multiple law enforcement.
Okay, let's play a game. Guess what race he is? Guess what race he is? Guess what race he is, ladies and gentlemen? Let's play a game. Family, let's play a game. Guess what race he is? Always got to be doing something savage. Your history tells it all. Exactly. So you already know who it is, right? That's right. That's right. That's right. Another vampire, y'all. Shay Whitey. Another demon. Another Caucasoid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is what we go through all the time. All the time, man. God darn, what's up with the saltines, man? Us Grahams are tired of the saltines. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they need to cut it out, man. God dog, man. They trying to make America great again, make America safe again. Deport yourself. God damn. Shoot. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now living in a world to where our children are not allowed to run around in their front yards and play. Our children cannot walk to the neighborhood candy lady's house, you know what I'm saying, for that julep or those cookies or that hot sausage or those pickle eggs, because we have people who are licking their lips and gritting their teeth while holding their genitals, who wants to take our children. We can't send them outside no more and say, hey, you can go to your best friend's house. You know what I mean? We don't know what the best friend energy be like. We don't know what the best friend parents energy be like. You understand what I'm saying? We're not living in those times no more. It's almost like you have to have your children under 24-hour surveillance. You have to be walking with a camera in order to know what's going on, because these people ain't playing no games. When they realize that you're out here without surveillance, they got you under surveillance. Child relocating is super real life nowadays, Mr. Uncut. Yeah. I know. I know it. When they show you who they are, believe them. You know what I'm saying? When they show you who they are, believe them. But they always want to talk about us and stick they goddamn pointed ass Pinocchio noses all in our black business and affairs, but they won't talk about this. They want to leave comments under all my content when you shouldn't even say nothing because it don't apply to you. But since you want to be part of the conversation, you're now part of the conversation. Let's have the conversation. They need to go to some type of sex rehab or something. You know what I'm saying? They need to go to a 72-hour how not to be racist, how not to commit incest, how not to be hateful, how not to be homo, how not to mess with children seminars, rehab, y'all. This is what they need. They need like a Demons Anonymous program, a non-profit program called Demons Anonymous. And they all should be required to go there. Even your white judges, even your white prosecutors, all your white Christians. You know what I'm saying? All your white nationalists. They should be required to go there. You know what I mean? We need to reprogram them on some Matrix type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
The fire department officials, the attorney, smashing on the animals. I mean, welcome to the community. Let's continue. A hockey coach in Colorado has been arrested after investigators say that multiple minors were identified as potential victims during an investigation into alleged illegal activity. Authorities identified.
I agree with your brother Tyron Newsom. Brother Tyron say, why do blacks always have the stigma of being so aggressive? At least we not effing with children and unaliving our wives. Yeah. Or graping our pet chihuahuas. Don't forget to add that. You know what I'm saying? And we're not eating our people either. And we're not sleeping with our people either. Don't forget to add that, brother. They got a very, very A very broad catalog of things that they do that we won't. I might start a little segment called "You Might Be White If." You know what I'm saying? You might be white if. Oh, look at this person. Oh, Michael Jackson, P. Diddy, R. Kelly. Ooh. And what? P. Diddy ain't locked up for that. Michael Jackson was not locked up for that. So you only got one. See how short your list is? Want to know how long our list is? I've been doing this for an hour and 15 minutes talking about the same thing and showing different pictures of you guys. I can quote stats from you guys. 2977. You know why you only got one out of the three? Because 29% of your white men that make up your population are 77% convicted of those charges. So you can find multiple people who look like you, but there's only one R. Kelly. The hell is this dude talking about? They so stupid. Their IQ are really low, man. Their IQ levels are really low. They don't realize, they don't have common sense to realize it's better to shut the hell up and not appear stupid than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. You know what I'm saying? We know y'all not smart. If you was smart, you would have stayed in Europe. You would have lived 36 months longer. Over here, it's more extreme temperatures. You die at least 3 years earlier. And we don't mind. Stay here. Die 3 years earlier. Help us. You know what I'm saying? Help us make the world great again. Help us cleanse the earth for evil. Stay right here while we turn up the temperature of the sun on your ass. Stay right here.
Find the suspect as 40-year-old Rory Nathaniel Mushlin of Colorado Springs. According to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, detectives with the Special Victims Unit arrested the suspect on June 4th following a tip alleging inappropriate behavior involving minors. Investigators say the case began after law enforcement received information.
They still mad about OJ. You know what I'm saying? They still mad about OJ. They still mad. They'll be the same ones that tell you, oh, well, he was acquitted by a jury of his peers. Wasn't Michael Jackson acquitted by a jury of his peers? You know what I'm saying? Wasn't Michael Jackson acquitted by a jury of his peers? Wasn't he? Wasn't OJ acquitted by a jury of his peers? I just want to know. Why don't this apply when it's black people? Just like they going to be pissed when Carmelo Anthony walked. They going to be pissed. But they went and picked a jury that's not his peers, but watch how that brother still walk. And they still going to be pissed about it. No, trust the jury of your peers. Stop playing victim. Stop chimping out. Stop chimping out. Stop hunkying out. You know what I'm saying? Just stop. Just stop.
That the suspect had been engaging in a concerning activity involving minors connected to the local youth sports program. Detectives launched an investigation and ultimately...
These people are hypocrites. These people are hypocrites. These same Neanderthals are running around here like, oh, he took a knife to something at a school function. How many schools have y'all children taken firearms to and totally obliterated people? How many? How many churches? How many supermarkets? How many black neighborhoods? How many times have y'all done this? And want to talk about one black guy that took a 3-inch blade to a school function off of school property, who happens to unalive a white bully that was trying to push him out in the rain and humiliate him. Bastard deserved to be dead. You know what I'm saying? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. He fucked around and found out. You know what I'm saying? Now he down there, you know what I'm saying? He down there playing hopscotch with Charlie Kirk now. You know what I'm saying? He down there in the hood getting beat up by black people, I bet you. Let's go.
Identified multiple underage victims during the course of the inquiry. According to authorities, the suspect had served as a youth hockey coach all the way back to January 2023 at the South Suburban Sports Complex in Highlands Ranch.
Marty Allah! Keep hands and feet to oneself. He was taught that in kindergarten. Well, he learned that now in his eternal sleep. He learned that now in his eternal, he'll never touch nobody again, just like Charlie Kirk would never lie about the black community again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we done got rid of a Chud the Builder. You know what I'm saying? I say put that boy in general population. You know what I'm saying? So we can see that boy really chimp out. You know what I'm saying? Put that boy in general population. Why y'all protecting him? Huh? Why y'all protecting him? Put that boy in general population. You had OJ in general population. I'm pretty sure R. Kelly is in general population. Put that boy in general population. You know what I'm saying? Charlie Kirk neck hurt even in the afterlife. Damn. Damn. I can see Charlie Kirk down there in the pits of hell right now, still advocating for freedom and white people rights. He down there in hell sitting on some hot charcoal right now, talking about freedom. Austin sitting right next to him like, man, fuck, I was just on a track meet. How did I get here? Yeah, man. Bunch of hypocritic racists around. Yeah, they are. They are. They really are.
Because of his role as a coach, investigators believe that the suspect had regular contact with numerous minors through youth sports activity. Authorities say that has become a major focus of the investigation as detectives work to determine whether additional victims may exist. Following the investigation, the suspect was arrested on multiple.
Hey, this fool come back and say, y'all are. We ain't racist, fool. Y'all racist. How we racist? Because we telling the truth? Are you in your feelings? Is this always the closest we're going to come to seeing white accountability? Huh? Through your anger and your insults. Is this how you show white guilt? Huh? You ain't, oh, you trash. If you Arabic, you trash. Why you even in here? You trash. Why you in here? You ain't one of us. Huh? You was buying them slaves too. Get your slave owning ass up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Get your Persian ass up out of here. How what you do? I'm Arabic. I'm Arabic. I'm Arabic. Yeah, your face. Show your face. Hello, welcome to 7-Eleven. Welcome to 7-Eleven. Don't forget your 7-Eleven rewards. Don't forget your 7-Eleven rewards. Get your 7-Eleven ass up out of here. You know, you get it. Hey, can we get some? I don't know if it works for these type of vampires, but we gonna try. Can we get some sun and some garlic? Cause them Arabs ain't as dark as us, so they can't really withstand that much UV rays. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we can get them out of here. Let's see. Let's see. We're racist because we're telling the truth. They're not racist when they yell 1350. They're not racist when they take children. They're not racist when they push back congressional voting maps. You know what I'm saying? They're not racist for not paying reparations. They're not racist for still living on generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? They're not racist for sundown towns and Jim Crow and all this other stuff. They not racist for slavery. They not racist for the slave trade. And them Arabs don't even think they racist for buying slaves from Africa in the 1st and 2nd century. See, this goon don't know his own history. So let's get this lost soul up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this lost soul up out of here. Y'all know what vampires do. They go poof. They go poof. Boom! Yeah. Yeah. See, there it go. There it go. Somebody else just came in and said, yes, they are. See, they don't know who they messing with here, man. They don't know who they messing with here, man. I can give it to them, but I give them the truth. I give them the truth. You know what I'm saying? All right, hands don't start. You don't want none of Mr. Uncut. He already got some. They wouldn't sell desirable land to black people. You know what I'm saying? 40 acres and a mule would be straight still right now with that. Exactly. Exactly. But we need like 80 acres and 2 mules now. You know what I'm saying? We got to up the ante. We need 80 acres and at least 2 mules. And we need them for slaves. Hey, some European slaves would be nice. You know, we need we need some crops picked. You know what I'm saying? We need some things planted. You know what I'm saying? We need the land tilted and cultivated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We need somebody to pick that watermelon, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We need somebody to clean the house. The only thing we don't need a white slave for is to cook. We don't want, no. No. We'll get a black paid chef for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
multiple charges. Now, next story. June 6th, the other day, a man has been arrested after committing illegal.
And in the event that we do get fair-colored slaves somewhere near in the future, you know, I'm gonna have Elon Musk personally. But listen, they're not allowed to watch our children either. They're not allowed to watch our children either. You know what I'm saying? Because we know what they do to children. We know what they do to children.
Acts inside a business against a minor. Let's continue. A suspect from Illinois is facing serious felony charges after authorities say he targeted 2 young boys inside a bathroom inside a Chicago business before fleeing the scene. Authorities identified this.
The boy targeted 2 young boys. Didn't I tell y'all when it comes to homosexuality too? I told y'all pets, raping, unaliving, women, thievery, homosexuality. Yep, I told y'all. Yep. I told y'all. Yep. Welcome to the Roman Catholic Church, y'all. I told y'all. Look at Constantine nephew. I told y'all. Man, if you don't shut that bullshit up, where you from? Here we go. You was cool at first, but now you're putting mistruths out here. No offense, but black people were not the first or last slaves or even the most enslaved people. We were the most enslaved people. And chattel slavery was the most brutal form of slavery globally known in this damn world. What the hell are you talking about? African slavery was different. Italian indentured servitude was different. Irish indentured servitude was different. The barbaric, you know what I'm saying? That was different. That was different. You're not well educated. You're not well educated. Not at all. Not at all. That oppression lasted for over 400 years, and that was 246, 247 years of free labor that this country has never paid for. And everybody you're referencing right now who was slaves received reparations. You uninformed, uneducated piece of shit, you. Black people are the only ones that never received reparations. Y'all white people come on here, and I bet you he white. And you know how I know he white? Look at the picture in the background. You know what I'm saying? Look at the original Egyptians were black. They did not go through chattel slavery, dumbass. And who did it to the Egyptians? Huh? Because a lot of them were doing it to themselves, and a lot of white people did it to them. That's how they got their first white European pharaoh. So tell the truth. Tell the truth about it and shame the devil. You can't do that. You can't do that. By the 3rd century, you bastards had already colonized Africa, and Egypt seen its first white pharaoh. Huh? Midway through the 3rd century. Dumbass. Now tell the truth about it. Tell the truth about it. See how I'm giving you facts? See how I'm just quoting this stuff? I'm giving you facts. I'm giving you facts. Yeah, what he's saying is bull crap. I'm saying white people ain't got the common sense just to sit it out. They spew anything they hear. They don't even do the research. You know what I'm saying? They don't even do the research. I never said there wasn't black slave owners. This country alone had at least 3,000, 4,000 black slave owners. The difference between you and I is I know my history and I know how to tell the truth. You don't. You don't. A piece of paper and you going to school does not it does not validate intelligence. Huh? You're only quoting another man's history, another man's story. You don't know the truth. You don't know the truth. I already done shut him down just with the facts I gave him because he can't refute that. If you study your history, you'll know in the mid part of the 3rd century is when them bastards actually took over Egypt and Egypt seen its first European pharaoh, which is how it led up to the whole Jesus bullshit and Emperor Constantine and everybody else. Huh? Ptolemy Sotomayor. He won't talk about that. He won't talk about Ptolemy Sotomayor. He won't talk about what's the darn man name? Serapis Christos. He won't talk about all of them. You know what I'm saying? This boy in here talking all that and don't even know his history. Don't even know his history. Stupid ass. My native tongue is cuss your ass out, white boy. That's my native tongue. You want some of my ebonics? Huh? What's your native tongue? What's your native tongue? England? Sicilian? Canadian? Huh? What's your native tongue? You don't belong here, immigrant. I can prove you came by boat. Huh? I can prove you got here by boat. I can prove you got here by boat. You ain't mixed. You ain't mixed. You just want to claim black. You ain't mixed. You know what you mix with? Peace and piece of shit. That's what you mix with. That's what you mix with. You mix with Neanderthal and piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what you mix. So you flew here in 1987. Well, fly your ass back in 2026. You don't belong here. You know what I'm saying? You don't belong here. You don't belong here. Because they were not as brutal as chattel slavery, fool. And some of the ones you named was indentured servitude, dummy. And you're coding it, calling it slavery. That's why I didn't respond. And you know what? If you bastards want to hold a conversation, send a super chat. Other than that, shut the hell up before you get up out of here.
Suspect as Darren Powell, a resident of Crete, Illinois. According to Chicago police, the suspect was arrested and charged following an incident that allegedly occurred on May 29th inside a business. Investigators say the incident unfolded at approximately 1:30.
He's bringing up stuff in Africa. Why are you bringing up Africa, dumbass? And I'm FBA in America. I ain't got shit to do with Africa. So talk to Africa about those Arabs and that history, dumbass. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm foundational Black American. I'm indigenous. I was here. My people was here when your colonizing ass got here, or when you got the privilege to come in as an immigrant. So what the hell are you talking about, boy? Huh? You steady bringing up African history, bring up American history, fool, and you'll see that nothing touched. Nothing was more brutal than chattel slavery, you idiot. You fucking idiot. Y'all get that Caucasoid out of here. Get that Caucasoid out of here. You ain't even got an American name and want to come and talk about Africa. We in America. Butthole. Butthole.
p.m. when two children, an 8-year-old boy and an 11-year-old boy, were inside the business. According to police, the suspect allegedly followed the children into the bathroom. Authorities allege that once inside the bathroom, the suspect committed illegal acts. Investigators say the suspect fled the scene on foot before authorities arrived. The allegations prompted Chicago police to launch an investigation and issue a community alert as detectives work to...
We FBA, they want to come over here and talk about Africa. Well, ask one of them Africans. You know what I'm saying? Ask one of them Africans. Real talk. Ask one of the Africans. Bye, bastard. We never invited you in, vampire. And I'm going to make sure your punk ass can't come back. We don't care. I'll stay shadow banned. I don't care.
Identify the individual responsible. As part of that effort, authorities...
They do not like when it's about them, but we're supposed to enjoy when they lie about us. We're not supposed to know our history. You know what I'm saying? Well, we don't give a damn. We don't care. The less, the better off we are. We say reparations and segregation. What the hell we care about you leaving this platform? We don't care. We don't even care about your opinion. You shouldn't have an opinion when it comes to black facts. State some opinions on some of them facts going on in y'all culture, like touching all them damn children, and like what y'all do to animals, and how y'all beat y'all women, and how y'all lie, pillage, and steal. You know what I'm saying? Talk some of them facts. Go over there and do your Nazi salute with Elon Musk and Nick Fuentes and all them, and talk about those topics. Talk about that. Because I don't understand anything else. And they always want to throw their little Pinocchio-ass opinions around. You know what I'm saying? My opinion is y'all need to leave them damn children alone.
released surveillance images captured at the business in hopes of generating leads from the public. According to investigators, the images helped advance the case, and detectives located the suspect several days later on the south side of Chicago. He was taken into custody without incident. Next story, June 6th, the other day, a teenage girl found over 26 years ago, hundreds of miles away from her home, has finally been identified. Now, going back to what I said.
All right, Pammy, you better start calling me handsome now before I find a way to get your fine butt down here now, Pammy. You better stop, Pammy. Hey, handsome, gotta go. Have an appointment to get to. Have a wonderful day. You have a wonderful day too and enjoy your appointment. You know what I'm saying? Tyrant Newsom said Iran said that blacks are the most oppressed in the world, not even them. And that they identify more with us than yeah. Yeah. I'm telling y'all what it is, man. Y'all don't notice every time it's on them, they got to come in. They talking R. Kelly, P. Diddy, Michael Jackson. They got to try to fire back. But truth is, they can't fire back because they are the higher percentage of the offenses we're discussing right now. You know what I'm saying? They are the higher defenses. All right, Pammy. All right, Pammy now. Pammy? Pammy? I done dropped my email a couple times, Pammy. Pammy, you better stop now. You better stop, Pammy. You know what I'm saying? I bring that work. I could put some joy in your life. You better stop, Pammy. You better stop. Pammy, see, I call them like I see them. But that's what it is, y'all. When we're exposing them, they get upset. They can't take it. You know what I'm saying? Later, sweetheart. And then they want to try to use us for their scapegoat. But when we put the shoe on the other foot and we expose them, now they figure we're playing victim and they're calling us racist. Please tell me what one black law did we pass? What one black sundown town did we own? What Jim Crow, Reconstruction, segregation, and what any of that? What did we orchestrate? Huh? Who? Tell me. Tell me why. Who? We didn't. We didn't. That wasn't us. That's y'all. Who did we lynch? Who babies we fed to alligators? Who? How can you call a black person racist? That's exclusively reserved for only one race of people. Maybe two. You know what I'm saying? What be killing me is that they sit up here and act like it doesn't exist when being outed, they act like they didn't do it. I stand on business. Yeah, they always act like that. Just like when Jake Lane said what he said at Chuck the Builder's, you know what I'm saying, little arraignment thing, that he thought he was just gonna get away with two-tier justice system when the judge told him to shut the fuck up. And he just had to get it out. And then when they stopped him and put them handcuffs on, now he turned his white ass around looking all shocked, like, you're doing this to me? Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Before, at the beginning of the video, this was another one of those cases where the victim just vanished and was never seen again. And over 2 decades later, she has finally been identified. Now let's get into it. A Pennsylvania teenager who disappeared over 20 years ago in the year 2000 has finally been identified more than 26 years after her murder. For more than 2 decades, investigators knew her only as Chelsea Jane Doe, an unidentified teenage girl whose remains were discovered in Massachusetts. Despite successfully convicting her killer years ago, authorities were never able to determine the victim's identity until recent advances in DNA technology finally solved the mystery.
Wow.
On June 3rd, 2026, the FBI's Boston field office in Massachusetts and the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office announced that Chelsea Jane Doe had been identified as Tiffany Bradley, a 16-year-old black teenager from Pennsylvania. According to investigators, the victim was reported missing in Pennsylvania back in 2000. Authorities believe she was later trafficked across state.
There's only one tier of justice, and that's the Neanderthal tier. and they are also used it against other Neanderthals. Yeah. They need to make this writing bigger on here, man. They been making my bifocals work. You know what I'm saying? They need to enlarge the print on here.
Lines before arriving in Boston, where she was ultimately killed. The case began on November 3rd.
You're right. They used it on Neanderthals too. They sure did. They sure did.
2000, when police discovered the body of an unidentified teenage girl behind a building, approximately 300 miles away from her home. Investigators described the scene as one of the most disturbing they had ever encountered. Authorities eventually identified and convicted the killer, but they were unable to determine who the victim was. The unusual situation resulted in a rare case where law enforcement knew the identity of the murderer for years, but did not know the name of the victim. Investigators identified the killer as Eugene McCullum. Authorities said,
Okay, let's play a game. You know what I'm saying? Let's play a game. Do y'all think, what race do y'all think they are? Look, they mad, y'all. Look at them, they mad in the chat. Look at them, they mad. They mad. They mad. You can't fact check nothing on this stream. DA, shut up. How you always coming back? Y'all get DA out of here like once and for all. I'm gonna have some fun with Alvin and his chipmunks. I'm gonna have some fun with Alvin and his chipmunks. Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, they all about to get it. Let's play a game. Guess what race the other guy is? Let's play a game. Who could do something so brutal and so savage to a black teenager, y'all? You know what I'm saying? Who can do it? Who can do it? Who can do it? Right there. Right there. Yes, I'm so scared. Yes, I am so scared. Yep, I am so scared. Yeah. I am so scared. You right. I am so afraid. I am so afraid. Boy, I'm scared, boy. I'm scared, boy. You right. I'm scared. I'm very afraid. I'm very afraid. Yep, I'm scared of white people. I don't feel safe. Like Carmelo Anthony. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't feel safe. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it could be another one committed in the same way. What Carmelo said. You better not touch me. Don't put your hands on me. Huh? Yeah, greatest thing said since Malcolm X said by any means necessary. Greatest thing ever said next to that was, don't put your hands on me. Don't touch me. Yep, I'm in fear. I'm standing right here on this camera. I'm in fear. I fear white people. So any white people that comes into my space that makes me feel threatened, I'm going to stand my ground in my stand my ground state, and I'll see your at. Well, you won't. I won't see you on trial, but y'all to see me on trial too. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going out just like Carmelo. Power to Carmelo Anthony. That's how you stand on business. Carmelo Anthony, Rodney Hinton Jr. That's how you stand on that Nat Turner energy. That's how you get that done. Yeah. Yeah, we ain't mad. We ain't mad. We ain't mad. Y'all can't say we taking out our own. Y'all can't say it's blacks unaliving blacks. You can't say that. But we can still say that y'all unaliving each other. Who did it to Charlie Kirk? Who tried to do it to Donald Trump? Who did it to 3 sitting presidents? Who's doing it to the schools? Who's doing it to the churches? You know what I'm saying? It's y'all. It's y'all. Yeah. Yeah.
that the victim was killed inside the suspect's room at a YMCA facility in Boston. The suspect later pled guilty to the murder and is serving a life sentence. Authorities
ain't no Dr. Umar here. I'm telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. Oh, they so mad. Y'all. They so mad about the truth. They so used to perpetuating lies and racism. They hate the truth. Vampires hate their fucking reflections for real. God dog it. You show the vampires their reflection, they turn around like, no. Hey, hold a mirror up and show these vampires their reflection. Look, you ain't making me mad. Y'all report J Love. That's what they do when they get mad. Look at J Love. That's what they do when they get mad. Y'all report them. Report them, y'all. Report them, y'all. Report them. Let's get his YouTube channel flat. Report them, y'all. Report them. Yeah, report them. After everybody report them, then y'all get them up out of here. You know what I'm saying? After y'all report them, look, they mad. They mad. Stop chipping out, boy. Stop chipping out, boy. Hey, we got them chipping. chipping out. He chipping out. The truth really hurts their feelings, y'all. God dang. Oh my God. I ain't never seen a group of people more allergic to the truth and accountability, boy. They some evil ass people, boy. Oh my God. They some evil ass, unaccountable ass, low IQ ass, no melanin having, children, minor loving ass people, boy. Oh my God. Yeah, they oinking out. They oinking out. No, white people commit more fraud. Don't do that. Don't do that. Look, see, I told y'all they just blurt stuff out, y'all. They just blurt stuff out now. Let's see who commits the most fraud. Gotta be ready for this. They just be saying stuff, y'all. Let's see who commit most fraud. No, white people don't clean up. Y'all white people nasty. Blacks live immaculately. Y'all don't. Y'all don't. Y'all are nasty. Now watch this fraud right here. 2019 crime in the United States. This is the FBI arrest data sheet. Okay, he said blacks commit the most fraud, right? Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. White people arrested for fraud, 51,881. Black people arrested for fraud, 24,041. I told y'all they can't tell the truth. They got to lie. They got to lie. God damn. This should not be this fun. Look, there they go. This guy does not understand per capita. Look. How did per capita help Charlie Kirk? How does per capita help those children y'all keep taking and relocating? You know what I'm saying? How does per capita help that y'all are 69% of all crime in this community? Per capita? How does per capita work when you are still 37.4% of all recipients of SNAP, EBT, Section 8 HUD, and you had a 400-year head start and 246 years of unpaid debt of slavery in this country? How does that make you feel? You know what I'm saying? How does you feel? I don't care about it tightening your jaw. I love to tighten your jaw too. I love to crack that son bitch, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I love to crack that son bitch, but don't forget you're talking to a black man. You know what I'm saying? If you don't give a damn, I don't give a fuck. Don't forget you're talking to a brother. You can't do nothing better than us but lie. That's it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Boy, them times are up, boy. Them times are up, boy. Them times are up, boy. Straight off a saltine's ass and you're making me homesick. You know what I'm saying? Straight off a saltine's ass. Don't make the tribe homesick. Matter of fact, tribe, if y'all want to go ahead and get rid of the vampires, if y'all want to go ahead and vanquish the vampires, we'll watch them all go poof. Y'all know the sun about to come up. You know what I'm saying? We can get rid of the vampires, tribe. Let's get rid of the vampires.
Responded to the scene say the victim had been subjected to extreme postmortem mutilation and dismemberment. According to the district attorney, the victim had been cut in half. Authorities also discovered that she was missing her head and her hands. So this dude
only white people do that. Only white people
cut a child in half and cut her.
See, I told y'all, only Shay Whitey. Only Shay. That's why they so mad, y'all, because we holding a mirror up showing them their reflection. Huh? We're showing them their evils. And just think, we ain't started reciprocating their energy yet. Just wait until we do. We have still yet not started reciprocating this energy. But wait until we do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah.
Her head and her hands. Welcome to the culture. And she was identified almost 30 years later. Welcome to the culture. And keep in mind all the various children that went missing in recent months that we discussed at the beginning of the video. And keep in mind the lady who escaped captivity, who thought she was being arrested by a random white man. Just some things to think about in the community. Anyway, let's continue. They say these kids just be running away. Oh, they just ran away. Oh, that ain't nothing. They just ran away. The 10-year.
Jake, there's nothing delusional about what I'm saying. I'm giving you the statistics. You're delusional because you don't want to accept it. You're delusional. Why we got to be delusional for telling the truth? You're more delusional when you don't accept the truth, because you can look up these stats and these facts as well. All right, white bread, you can look it up too. All right, Hellmans, you can look it up, Q-Tip, I promise.
Old child just ran away. The 13-year-old child just ran away. They just ran away. Never was seen again. We don't know what happened. Only 13% of the population and 40% of the missing children. Welcome to the community. Let's continue. The brutality of the crime immediately made the case one of the most disturbing homicide investigations in the region. Investigators spent years attempting to determine who the young girl was.
It says right there in the title of the live, FBA content, Foundational Black Americans. Why y'all bringing y'all Eurocentric caucus asses over here? We don't care about y'all opinion of what y'all got to say, man. Stand out in the sun and evaporate. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? We don't care. Give me just a moment.
But despite extensive efforts, her identity remained a mystery. As the investigation continued, authorities identified a suspect named Eugene McCullum. Investigators eventually determined that the victim had been trafficked across state lines and arrived in Boston before encountering the suspect. According to authorities, the suspect killed the teenager inside his room. And investigators later learned that after the killing, efforts were made to conceal the victim's identity by removing identifying features such as her head and her hands and cutting her in half. Authorities say that the suspect ultimately pled guilty to the crime, and during the investigation, they said he provided information regarding the disposal of additional remains and directed investigators to areas where evidence had allegedly been buried. Investigators spent more than 2 decades attempting to identify the victim and ultimately identified her through DNA testing. And the victim was discovered to be Tiffany Bradley. The discovery brought an end to 26 years of uncertainty for the family. And relatives revealed that the last time they heard from her was during a phone call shortly before she died. According to her cousin, she sounded scared before she ended the conversation, saying she would call right back, but the call never came. Now, next story. A teacher has been charged after alleged inappropriate contact with his students. Now, welcome to the culture. Teachers, professors, fire department officials, attorneys, and the pillars of the community. Let's continue. A Virginia high school teacher has been arrested after investigators say he engaged in inappropriate conduct involving students, leading to multiple criminal charges and an ongoing investigation. Authorities identified the suspect as 38-year-old Matthew Thorson of Virginia. According to Fairfax County Police, the suspect was employed as a math teacher at Langley High School at the time the allegations came to light. Investigators say the case began on June 2nd when concerns involving a teacher and a student were reported to the school's assigned resource officer. Following the report, detectives launched an investigation to determine whether criminal conduct had occurred. According to police, investigators gathered evidence indicating that the suspect allegedly engaged in unlawful and inappropriate contact involving the student. Authorities have not publicly released the age or identity of the student involved. Once Fairfax County Public Schools became aware of the allegations, he was immediately placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation. On June 4th, detectives located the suspect at his residence and took him into custody without incident.
Should these auto-transforming glasses be made illegal in the US?
All glasses have this tiny flaw, but this company fixed it. You see, the lenses inside prescription glasses all have fixed diopters, which work, but only for one job. But what if you could have a pair that could let you see crystal clear at any distance?
Now that is exactly what these Clarity Blue glasses can do. These glasses have a unique dual lens technology that automatically adjusts to what you're looking at. So it doesn't matter whether you're near or farsighted or both. These glasses let you see sharp.
Next story. June 5th, the other day, a woman leaving a bar on a night out was kidnapped and killed by a man who then dumped her body in the woods. Welcome to the culture. Let's continue. A suspect from West Virginia accused of killing a woman after she disappeared following a night out has been extradited back to the state nearly 3 years after the case began. Authorities identified the suspect as 58-year-old Preston Pierce. According to investigators, the suspect has been indicted on charges including first-degree murder and concealing the body of a human being. The case began when the victim was seen leaving a lounge in downtown Parkersburg, West Virginia. Investigators say surveillance footage and witness accounts showed the victim leaving the establishment with the suspect. According to police, the victim left behind personal belongings, including her purse and her wallet. When family members and friends were unable to reach her for more than a week, she was reported missing to the police. Her disappearance drew widespread attention throughout the community. Law enforcement and search teams and hundreds of volunteers participated in the efforts to locate the missing woman. Despite extensive searches and numerous investigative leads, authorities were unable to determine what had happened to her. As the investigation continues, detectives focus significant attention on the suspect. According to police, the suspect acknowledged that the victim had been inside his vehicle around the time she disappeared, but declined to provide further details regarding her whereabouts. Investigators also revealed that the suspect is a former police officer who previously went by the name of Darrell Lotz before legally changing his name. For nearly 3 years, detectives continued gathering evidence and searching for answers. Then, investigators made a major breakthrough when human remains were discovered in a wooded area in West Virginia, 20 miles south of Parkersburg. Authorities confirmed that the remains belonged to the victim. Following the discovery, investigators presented evidence to a Wood County grand jury. The grand jury returned an indictment charging the suspect with multiple felony offenses in the victim's death. After the indictment was issued, law enforcement agencies searched for the suspect. Authorities eventually located him in North Carolina. Working alongside the U.S. Marshals, investigators arrested the suspect and took him into custody. He has now been extradited back to West Virginia and is pending an arraignment in Wood County Circuit Court. Next story. June 5th, the other day, an arrest has been made in the undercover investigation targeting the online solicitation of minors. A longtime Baltimore educator and school administrator is now behind bars after investigators say that he traveled to meet someone that he believed was a 15-year-old boy following weeks of online communication that contained inappropriate messages and images. Authorities identified the suspect as 61-year-old Dennis Jutras of Maryland. According to the county sheriff's office, the investigation began when an undercover detective posing as a 15-year-old boy was contacted through a social media platform. Investigators say the suspect initiated the conversation and eventually identified himself as an educator employed by Baltimore City Public Schools. Authorities confirmed that the suspect spent many years teaching at Baltimore Polytechnic Institute before moving into administrative roles within the Baltimore City school system. According to reports, he was recognized one year as Teacher of the Year. Now time out, the pillars of the community, the Teacher of the Year on the late night searching for the young boys. Anyway, let's continue. During the investigation, detectives alleged that the suspect engaged in increasingly inappropriate conversations with a person he believed was a teenage boy. Authorities say the communications became illegal in nature and included the transmission of illegal images and videos. As the investigation progressed, the undercover detective arranged an in-person meeting with the suspect at a park in Harford County. Investigators say the suspect agreed to the meeting and traveled to the location expecting to meet a child. When he arrived, members of the sheriff's office took him into custody without incident. Now, welcome to the culture. Very heavy episode. Very heavy episode. I think especially at the beginning, I raised a question that should definitely make us all think. When you see these missing children, sometimes you might get desensitized because it's so many missing children, right? So many of the children from our community go missing that you might become desensitized to it. But you have to ask the question, you mean to tell me all these children, they were last seen walking down the block and they just disappeared without a trace, right? Oh, they were walking down the block. They were walking down the boulevard.
Dang, y'all got Jake Boy out. Y'all have been busy up in here. Y'all have been busy, tribe. Look at my tribe showing out. Go ahead. Go ahead. They just want to come and get their daily dose of the truth before they go listen and spread more lies. Hey, that's real talk right there. That's real talk. All right, y'all. Now we're going to jump to some other stuff. We going to talk about Chud the Builder. Haha. Let's talk about Chud. All right, this is Piper Boy Williams on YouTube. Fair use, educational purposes, literary purposes, commentary purposes, all those purposes. Let's go.
June 3rd, 2026 is going to go down in history. We got a chance to see the prosecutor read Chud the Builder's words that he said on social media. Oh my. This this is gone. Oh, I love this. Let's listen to the prosecutor work here.
Using deadly force, whether there was provocation that negates a self-defense claim, all those things happen later. But some of these things showing just some 404B stuff, motive and intent. He has posted things on X.
Very smart move by the prosecutor that shows a motive and intent.
Videos on X on what his intent is. For instance, on May 4th of this year on X, he posted, "Keep encouraging your fellow blacks to assault me. When you see a chimp with their brains blown out on the timeline, just know y'all did this to your own people."
See how they think, y'all?
Oh my, Chud the Builder.
But they not racist, though. we the racist though. I guess I'm racist for playing this content, and I guess this brother was racist for making it, and I guess this white judge is racist for saying what he said to Chud, and I guess Chud was just normal and practicing freedom of speech when he was running around here calling people the N-word and provoking them and everything else, right? Okay, they're right, we're wrong. That's what they want us to believe, because they don't have common sense or high IQs, y'all. It's lower than the Arctic temperatures they ran from. Real talk.
This is not good, man. This is not good.
May 7, 2016. This is 6 days before this event. Chud the Builder posts on X.
Oh,
I will defend my life with lethal force. Do not approach me with intent to threaten bodily harm. And then he posts another response to himself.
But this is someone who's approaching people, discriminating on them, bringing negativity to them. Don't approach him with violence and all this stuff, but he's approaching everyone else being racist. And that's his right, but it's not their right to retaliate. Do you see the mindset of these vampires, man? Do y'all see the mindset of these blood suckers, man? Huh? Do y'all see this? This is not normal. This is not normal. You want to make America great again, get back on your ships and haul ass back to the Western Hemisphere. Haul ass. I don't know how fast y'all boats ran. You know what I'm saying? But run them. Run them. I'll help you gas them up if you leave today. I ain't lying. Let's go.
Series finale is Dead Chimp on the Pavement and You Monkeys Riding When I Walk Free. Stay tuned.
Great hair, great ads. Jennifer Aniston's Lullaby proved it with Roku Ads Manager. Get started on Roku Ads Manager today.
Chevy drivers need a truck that shows up the same way they do. That's why Chevy Silverado.
Oh my God. This prosecutor is doing an amazing job here. Very, very good job by this prosecutor by keeping everything on the facts. This is the guy we're dealing with. This is his motive. This is his intent. Because this guy's a loose cannon. We don't, if he gets out on bail, we don't know what he's going to do, right? Chud the Builder, he's already on bail for multiple different things. And then now he's posting things like this and he's in a situation. Very clever strategy, very good move by the prosecutor.
That's just a one that shows his motive and intent on what his business model is. Does it rise to provocation when he then takes to the street and interacts with black people?
Why, yes, it does. Let's see what the white prosecutor says. Let's see if it's just me being racist or if the white prosecutor agrees with me. Let's see. Because I don't think all white people are bad. We got good white folks, but we got bad white people. Good white folks, but bad white people. Let me say it again. Great white folks, but terrible ass, bad, horrific ass white people. Here we go. Let's see what he says.
I love that he did that. These are Chud the Builder's words of what he's been saying. Does this rise to the point of provocation? Right? What he's been saying to black people? Now we're in this situation. Oh, this prosecutor's wildin'! I love it!
To get a response could very easily be provocation, which negates any self-defense or the proportionality of the...
Negates self-defense. So, Chud does not have a self-defense defense to stand on. But Carmelo does. Chud doesn't, but Carmelo does. See, it was white Chud doing it to the black people. See, it was white Austin Metcalf messing with black brother Carmelo. You see what I'm saying? That's why Carmelo got the self-defense and can stand your ground behind him. That's why Chud the Builder don't have self-defense. And it was all right for Joshua Fox to stand his ground because the law says in Tennessee, you can whoop that ass, and ain't nothing gonna happen to you. If people walk up to you being racist, you know what I'm saying, and giving you the business verbally like that and disrespecting you, it is legal for you to put pause on that boy. You know what I'm saying? And well, you're automatically acquitted. Go Tennessee.
Force used by Mr. Etherly to a punch in the face. He uses deadly force. Mr. Etherly has to reasonably believe.
You know what? Trolling white people have become so fun. I initially started this because they used to troll us and lie on us all the time. I truly do love everybody. And this is just becoming too fun though. This is becoming too fun. White people, I need y'all to tone it down. This is becoming too fun. You know what I mean? Stop it. Stop it, okay? Stop it. Because truthfully, I'm ready to stop trolling everybody. But until y'all stop trolling us, I mean, we gonna do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all bother us, we gonna bother you. You tell the truth about us, we'll tell the truth about you. Well, we're telling the truth about you guys anyway. It's just y'all always lie about us. You know, we get it. We get it. We get it. But do y'all get it?
Of imminent danger of death or serious bodily injury in that confrontation with Mrs. Fox. So there are legal aspects to the reasons why this was done and the actions my office took. So, and those were all the things that were argued. I think the bond is reasonable. Whether the court wants to put down.
I think a bond of $1 million is reasonable too. Y'all remember Carmelo bond was like $1 million, and they dropped Carmelo bond down to $250,000. Y'all remember that? I only say that to piss you white racists off about Shut the Building. Y'all remember that black judge, Angela Barnes? Y'all was so mad that dropped Carmelo bond down. Yeah. Y'all was pissed about that. Y'all gonna be pissed when he walked too.
Requirements and conditions on how a bond would be made. I think that would serve Mr. Finley.
Very, very good job. Very, very good job, prosecutor. Let's hear what the defense is going to say. Let's see what his strategy is.
It was sent this morning, and they issued a capias for him this morning because Mr. Etherly wasn't there. I haven't even had an opportunity to discuss this with Mr. Etherly, so he's finding all this out right now. But they issued a capias for him because he wasn't in court on the state's motion. So we're going to file a motion this afternoon to set that aside. We're going to file a motion. I'm going to file a motion to dismiss the whole case. And I'm going to...
Good luck with that. He said he's going to file a motion to dismiss the whole case. Good luck with that while the whole world's watching. You think this judge is going to allow... But this is just like a legal tactic that they use just to show their defendant or whatever that they're working for them, giving them little glimmers of hope here and there. You know? But there's no way Chet the Builder is going to get out of this. But we will see, you know. He's got his motion he can file, but, you know, doubt if he's going to get out of that.
Ask that the court look at the video and see what I've seen. So we'll see what happens there. But we still have that harassment, which I don't know if the grand jury will indict him or not. It might get no true bill. I don't know how the state's going to proceed on that. I understand that Mr. Etherly has caused members of the community to be offended. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a factor in raising bail. That's not a justification to...
The judge is about to break down the justification of why his bail is so high. Oh, you guys are going to love this. Oh, God.
Hold him for effectively without bail. We have sources here today. And I have, not in addition to the Give, Send, Go money that's been raised, there's a gentleman back here named Alex Rosen, who...
Alex Rosen is a guy that he does the pedo videos, like catching pedos and stuff like that. He's rose to prominence in that field, that genre on YouTube. He makes like $40,000 a month in just donations. He's amassed $500,000 in savings. He's got employees and all of that. and he's trying to come forward because he's going to end up testifying in a little bit, and he's going to start forking over his records and stuff like that to the judge so he can see.
A racist trying to bond out another racist, and what they're not saying is this guy was actually working with another black content creator and getting these pedos off the streets. And now the black creator no longer wants anything to do with this white content creator who's trying to bond out Cheddar Bob the Builder. You know what I mean? But they don't never tell full truth, so at least I'll let y'all know what's going on out here in these YouTube streets. I'll let you know how these demons are moving around. You know what I mean? I'll let you know where they posting up at, what the play-by-play is. You know what I mean? Yeah. After all, this ain't nothing but entertainment for black folks. Let's go.
But he's got the money, and he's kind of earnest about, his ability to be able to pay the bill. And this is crazy, right? $100,000 this dude is willing to give up to pay for Cheddar the Builder to be out of jail so that he can live vicariously through him again. This is very crazy. The amount of people that are coming forward wanting to get this guy out of jail. Because a lot of these people think like Chud the Builder here.
Exactly.
He's just saying what they've all been wanting to say. And the crazy part about the guy that's going to come up and testify on
these are all facts. These are all facts. So now we know Chud the Builder ain't going nowhere, y'all. It's not looking good for Cheddar Bob. You know what I mean? Cheddar Bob didn't learn how to leave people the hell alone. And had he minded his own business, he wouldn't have got them Joshua Fox paws put on him. You know, he wouldn't have Cheddar Bobbed himself. His truck wouldn't be up for repo. He wouldn't be getting evicted. His wife wouldn't be, his girlfriend, his baby mama, wouldn't be trying to change his son's last name because he's disgusted his last name, you know what I'm saying, and tainted it. And, she wants her child to have a very safe life. I mean, none of this happens if Chud the Builder just decides to be a good white immigrant, a good white person here on our indigenous land, here in our indigenous country, here on our indigenous land. You understand what I'm saying? If this brother knew how to act sophisticated like us black people, then he wouldn't be in the situation he's in. But because they have this extreme privilege and entitlement, and complexion for the protection, this boy is chimping out and he's learning the hard way. So I'm enjoying seeing Chud the Builder chimp out. I'm enjoying it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the next thing. Let's talk about the state's case in the Carmelo Anthony trial, y'all.
Visit GovX.com and join a community of patriots and pros. You've earned it. GovX, savings for those who serve. Visit GovX.com and join a community of patriots and pros. You've earned it. GovX, savings for those who serve.
All these commercials, goodness gracious.
Keep your gas-powered equipment running.
All right.
Hunter Metcalf admitted this.
Okay, let's go.
Hi. Now we're comfortable, let's talk urine leakage. Tena Men Maximum Guards are designed for men.
No, they haven't proved it yet. Let's see if we got something new.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is 1250 Podcast. You know what I mean? On YouTube, y'all go subscribe. Fair use, educational purposes. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
The court has paused for 12-minute break, beginning at 4:54 p.m. All right. So let's see. We had another witness came up since we was chatting over there. Is this the same witness or a different one? Witness described friendly interaction between confrontation escalated in Frisco Memorial Tent. Okay, so it looks like this might be a new witness. So let's check this one out. A new defense witness, a 17-year-old male student from Frisco Memorial High School, took the stand as testimony continued. Defense, it was raining hard enough for people to be under tents. Witness, yes. Defense, I want to talk about Melo coming to the tent. It was clear Eddie knew Melo. Let's see. He said it was clear. And this is a defense witness. This is a witness for the defense. Ooh, okay. It was raining hard enough for people to be under the tents. Witness, yes. Defense, I wanted to talk about Mello coming to the tent. It was clear Eddie knew Mello. Witness, yes. Defense, from Mello entering the tent and interacting with Eddie, it was clear they knew each other. Witness, yes. Defense, Eddie called Carmelo over to the tent. Whoa! What?
Wait. So someone called Carmelo over to the tent while everyone's getting it wrong, saying he didn't belong under the tent, blah, blah, blah. He had a friend that called him under the tent. Oh, Eddie. Oh, ready Eddie. Fast Eddie. Yeah. Here it is, y'all. Here it is. Facts. Oh, fast Eddie.
Eddie called Carmelo over to the tent.
Why, yes, he did.
Eddie called Carmelo over to the tent. And I said that in one of my other videos. That have you ever been around somebody who swear up and down they hold so much weight in their area where they live, and then you go over there only to find out that they don't hold the weight that they say they hold? And then when they friends approach you and talk to you because they don't know who you are, that person you went to go and see don't say nothing or don't defend you. They don't say nothing or defend you, knowing who you are, knowing that they asked you to come over there, and you have to defend yourself. I said that might have been a situation. But let's keep going, though. Defense. The interaction between Eddie and Melo was friendly. Witness, yes, sir. Defense. After Eddie called him over, Melo sat down. Witness, yes. Defense. For about 5 minutes, friendly talk. No one expressed a problem with Melo being there. That contradicts the prosecution witnesses, doesn't it? Does this not contradict what the prosecution was saying?
What?
Witness. No. Defense. Do you recall?
It definitely does contradict. It definitely does contradict. It sounds like Eddie saved the day, y'all. It sounds like Eddie saved the day, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like Eddie saved the day. If Carmelo don't get off this way, he'll get off with that all-white jury selection in appellate court. You know what I'm saying? Because the Constitution says a jury of your peers. You know what I'm saying? You have a right to be judged by a jury of your peers. None of those jurors are peers to Carmelo Anthony. None of them. None. Let's go.
The first person to say to Melo, "Who are you?" Witness, Hunter Metcalf. What?
But Hunter said he had nothing to do with it. Hunter said he was at the bottom of the tent. That is what Hunter said, lying ass Hunter. Hunter was hunting a black man. Hunter was hunting a black man. Everybody I know with the name Hunter just seems to be messed up individuals. From Hunter Biden to Hunter Metcalf. I'm just saying.
Hunter Metcalf. And Hunter Metcalf admitted this on 2 interviews. And Hunter Metcalf will corroborate this because he already did it on 2 interviews. He said he was the one who asked who Carmelo was first. So this story lines up with Hunter Metcalf's story. Hold on. Defense. Hunter is a big guy.
And the defense has control of everything today. They will be calling their witnesses and, you know what I'm saying, getting their defense started. You know, yeah. I think that brother's going to walk free. I think that brother's going to walk. You know what I'm saying? We just may be seeing OJ 2.0. I want that brother to walk. You know what I'm saying?
Witness. You could say defense. At the time of the event, Austin was a little bigger. Witness. I say substantially bigger. Defense. I believe you told the detective.
Did he just say I say substantially bigger? Did the witness just say that? Oh, it's looking good for Carmelo. Stand your ground. He was being bullied. That creates fear. Yes, sir.
The hunter didn't tolerate being disrespected.
Meet EM Sense, a breakthrough in foot therapy that wraps around your foot and ankle like a therapeutic boot and attacks the root cause.
Witness, yes. Defense. So Hunter tells Mello to leave. Witness, yes. Defense. Mello said, no. One has a problem with me being here besides you. No one has a problem with me being here besides you. Now we getting more in depth into the wording. Witness, yes. Defense. At some point, Austin and Hunter stand up. They have been seated. Austin and Hunter stand up. Witness, yes. Defense. If you put Mello and Austin next to each other, Mello is smaller. Witness, yes. Defense. Hunter started with a moderate tone and it got more aggressive. Witness, yes, sir. Defense. Do you remember telling the detective you need to move before I beat your A?
What?
I told you. This high school. This high school. Let's get down to the real nitty gritty. Let's get down to what the real words was. This sound more plausible to me. You gonna move or I'm gonna make you move. Yeah, I'm gonna put them paws on you, boy. Huh? I'm gonna put them paws on you.
Now the truth is starting to come out. Now the truth is starting to come out. There were reports of these Metcalf twins being bullies. You know, being bullies. And everything I'm seeing here now, there's bully intentions here. Okay, it's just bully energy. All right? Bully energy. This is bullish right here.
Boy, yeah. See, now we getting somewhere, man. Witness, I don't recall saying that, right? The defense approaches the witness with papers. The witness agrees that Austin said something like that or something similar about wanting to beat his A. Defense, Austin is standing up. Mello is still seated. Witness, yes. Defense, that's when Mello reached into his bag after Austin mentioned something about wanting to beat his A. Witness, yes. Defense, Austin calls his bluff and says, I know you don't have anything in the bag. Witness, yes. Defense, for Austin to make his way to Mello, he has to move up 5 rows. He had to come up 5 rows?
He went 5 rows up to approach Carmelo Anthony. He went 5 rows up underneath the tent to approach Carmelo Anthony. Ladies and gentlemen, the truth is coming out. These people are barbarians, they're savages, they're liars. They're liars. Austin deserves every damn thing he got that day. Truthfully, Hunter might have deserved it too. You know what I'm saying? So, Hunter, you got saved. You got saved, Hunter. You got saved.
Yeah, we getting to it. We getting to it. This is unraveling. This is unraveling. Defense. For Austin to make his way to Mello, he has to move up 5 rows. Witness. Yes, defense. Austin takes a step or two, and then they talk. And that continues. Witness. Yes, defense. All this time has Austin, as Austin is moving closer to Mello, Mello is seated with his hand in the bag. Like, don't come close.
Who closed the distance? Melo was already taking preparations to protect himself. This 6'1", 215-pound imbecile of a degenerate named Austin Metcalf is approaching you in a hostile manner. You're still sitting. You're still calm. You're not bothering anyone. But I'd be damned if I let this Neanderthal put his hands on me. So this is not painting a picture of Carmelo starting trouble. This is painting a picture of Austin being exactly who we thought he was. Another Neanderthal bully. Another Neanderthal bully with no home training, no trailer park mannerisms, no nothing, y'all. No nothing. Mom and daddy just left him out here to be the white thug he is. You know what I mean? That's what we're dealing with here.
Closer to me. Witness, yes, sir. Defense. Mello says, as long as you don't touch me, we're cool. Or don't touch me. Witness, yes.
There's your warning right there. Don't touch me. I see you coming up here in hostile, breathing heavy like a dragon. You know what I'm saying? I see you done Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, red all over your face. The back of your neck purple. I see your green veins jutting out. You know what I'm saying? Man, don't come up here and put your hands on me, man. I'm still sitting. I'm calm. I ain't starting nothing, man. I don't want no smoke, but you about to get some fire. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no smoke, but you about to get that heat if you put your hands on me. That was Carmelo Anthony's stance, y'all. Everybody has the right to protect themselves. You know what I mean? You don't have to wait until someone brings danger your way. You can always prevent danger by standing your grounds and self-defending. Defending thyself. Da-da-da! Self-defense.
Defense. You told the detective Austin reached up and tapped Carmelo on the shoulder. Melo is still seated. Witness, yes. Defense. There's a touch and then there's a grab. Witness.
So not only are you coming 5 rows up on these bleachers, you have now disrespected me and put your Krispy Kreme ass hands on me. You put your Neanderthals, you know what I'm saying, little pedal hands on me. Did you just put your penis poppers on me? Man, no, pimpin', that ain't gonna ride, pimpin'. See, pimpin', god darn it, I ain't no unalive, but don't push me. Revenge is like the sweetest Jordan that's to get in pussy. Picture paragraphs unloaded, wise words being quoted. Had a knife in his backpack and you wonder why he told it. Bars.
Yes. Defense. He, Austin, grabbed with both hands. Witness. Both of his hands were in motion. Defense. Austin is reaching for Melo, and at that point, Melo hands comes out the bag. Witness, yes. Ooh-wee.
So there's already 3 accounts of Austin putting his hands on Carmelo. You know what I'm saying? You wanted some of Carmelo, you got some of Carmelo. Carmelo was the last thing you probably seen before you died, and that makes this great too. That's what makes it great. You know what I'm saying? Look your unaliver in the eyes. That's what you do. Look them in the eyes. You should have never with them. You shouldn't have never forked with them. That's all I'm saying. You shouldn't have been forking around. You shouldn't have been forking around. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I bet you they did have to end on that note. Hold on. I bet you they did have to end on that note. So basically, Austin was nowhere near Carmelo Anthony. Austin Metcalf was nowhere near Carmelo Anthony. And not only did Austin Metcalf stand up, so did Hunter. So they both stood up. So what Hunter said in his interview, which had already played earlier.
Because Hunter did say, and some other things happened that I'm not going to talk about. Yeah, that was Hunter trying to protect himself, trying to lie about his involvement. That's what Hunter was doing. That's what Hunter was doing. But, oh, we got you. Oh, we got you. Yes, sir. Let's go. Oh, that
which I had already played way.
That's that old dirty bastard. Oh.
Earlier. Right? Hunter agreed that he was the first to say something to Carmelo Anthony. Not in just one video.
Hunter was smart. Hunter knew to keep his distance. And Austin was only this brave because he had his brother Hunter by him, who also stood 6'1". You know what I'm saying? At 215 pounds. So he's thinking, I got this. Even if I can't beat Melo, it's 2 of us and 1 of him. Melo had to even the odds. You know what I'm saying? Melo had to even the odds. That's what that was. This is completely self-defense.
But 2 videos and interviews.
Well,
we're looking for people 40 plus who want to actually master Claude in 28 days. No free.
Well, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
And it was already a threat. It was already a threat made of physical harm. And them being bigger than Carmelo Anthony. Man, where's my bomb? I need my bomb. I want to drop a bomb.
And this man already said he wanted to whoop Carmelo and put hands on Carmelo. Already. already. So yeah, it's there. The indictment is there.
On something, man. Man, I'm trying to cook right now, man. I don't even got my bomb ready, man. We need to be dropping bombs on this. Like the defense case is getting better. Each witness. It's getting better with each witness. Like, and now, mind you, this was his statement to the police officers right after the incident. He stated all of this to the police officers. He stated it all to the police officers. And they ignored it.
And we know popos do dirty work. We know who they work for. We know about these slave catchers, man. You know what I'm saying? We know about those slave catchers, man. Stop acting like we don't know about those slave catchers, man.
Hey, I gotta go back to that, man. Let me see why my stuff ain't working. I wanna do so much my little animations, man. My little animations ain't working. Let me see.
Wait, let me see if I can drop one for you. Wait. Let me see if I can drop a bomb for you. Wait. Let's see if I can drop a bomb for you. Let's see if I can drop a bomb for you. 1250 podcast. You all right with me? Let's see if I can drop a bomb for you. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, that was a perfect bomb right there. That's a perfect bomb. Bomb, baby. Bomb, baby. I dropped a bomb for you. Let's go.
Maybe that'll work it out. There you go. Yeah, we got it. We got the magnifying glass. We gonna put it under magnifying glass. You hear me? Huh? Right? Okay, so boop, 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 boop.
What do you want from me? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop. Here we go. Defense. Eddie called Carmelo over to the tent. Witness. Yes, sir. Defense.
That proves that Carmelo had a reason other than it being raining to be under the tent. Does that place and gives Carmelo a reason to be placed underneath that tent, ladies and gentlemen? I think it does. But you know, Shay Whitey, they're sure going to be like, no.
Action between Eddie and Melo was friendly. Witness. Yes, sir. After Eddie called him over, Melo sat down. Yes. Defense for about 5 minutes. Okay, defense.
See, white people, y'all could lie, but y'all so patriotic, you forgot you can't lie under oath, though. You can't lie under oath. You know what I'm saying? You can lie in these schools, you can lie in these streets, but you can't lie under oath. You can't. The truth is going to come out regardless. Let's go.
For about 5 minutes, friendly talk. No one expressed a problem with Melo being there. Witness. No. Defense. Do you recall the first person to say Melo? Who are you? There you go. Hunter Metcalf. Hunter Metcalf.
Hunter
was the first person to question Carmelo Anthony.
Hunter was hunting for some black. Hunter was hunting for that black so he could pass that black off to his brother. You know what I'm saying? I guess he wanted Austin to be the modern day, you know what I'm saying, slave owner, and Hunter was the modern day slave catcher. You know what I'm saying? But what they caught was something that Austin couldn't get rid of and something that Hunter would never forget. You feel me? Somebody say Ashe. Somebody say Ashe all day. Yeah. That's that mellow power.
When out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I actually think, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to leave that right there. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to leave that right there. Queen Lucy. Queen Lucy. You were leaving smart comments under my videos and stuff. Why are you here, Queen Lucy? Why are you here, Queen Lucy? Queen Lucy. Yeah. That comment you left? Yeah. Why are you here, Queen Lucy? You wanted to be embarrassed this morning, Queen Lucy? Did you want to be embarrassed this morning, Queen Lucy? Why are you here? Didn't I tell you all supposed queens belong in Europe? Why are you here? This isn't Europe. This isn't where you should be. And well, if boomers and Generation Xers and all of that, you know what I'm saying, we shouldn't be allowed to post on social media, then your Neanderthal ass shouldn't be in this black conversation. You are now hereby excused. We're going to leave that right there, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? It feels so good to straighten these races. It feels so good. It's almost empowering in a way, y'all. It feels so good. So good. So good. So good. Yeah. Yeah, it feels James Brown good, y'all. I feel good. Na 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 na. I knew that I would. Na 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 na. I feel good. Yeah. I knew that I would. Na 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 na. So good. So good. Yeah, get rid of vampires, y'all. Get rid of vampires. But I think I'm going to go ahead and end this here. You know what I'm saying? Or do we want a little bit more info? You know what I'm saying? How are we feeling today? We want a little bit more info. A little bit more info. Is that what we want?
Allergies interrupt game day. The power of Claritin comes to the rescue.
Woo! Oh, for those who don't know who Eddie is, let's go to Eddie testimony.
Who's Eddie?
Mm-hmm. Let's go to Eddie testimony. Let's see what Eddie had to say about his testimony. Here we go. This is Eddie, y'all. For those who want to know who Eddie is, Eddie testified, but Eddie testified for the prosecution.
Eddie?
That's who he testified for. This is what Eddie had to say.
What Eddie had to say?
Mm-hmm. Teen witness says he and Carmelo Anthony were cool, but he didn't calm the situation ahead of the stabbing. After a lunch break, the defense began cross-examining the same teen. Hold on, no, we don't want to go there. We want to go to what he said initially. Then these are what he had. Okay, here we go right here. So, a fourth teen took the stand Saturday. However, this witness had close ties to both Anthony and Metcalf brothers. The teen, who is also a Frisco Memorial athlete, said he knew Anthony prior to the track meet because of Anthony's ex-girlfriend and is also a close friend of Austin Metcalf. The teen testified that he and Anthony shared an high and he dabbed him up when he saw Anthony under the memorial tent. Prosecutor, after you stopped talking to him, did you see any other teammates talk to him? Witness, yeah, Austin said, who are you? He said Austin said it. He said Austin said it. Hunter said he said it first. And so did the new witness.
They're putting it on Austin because Austin is no longer alive to be charged. They're trying to make sure that Hunter don't get caught up with these charges for being an accomplice to Austin. So now they're blaming everything on Austin in his eternal sleep and trying to take all the heat off of Hunter because that bastard is still alive and breathing air. You know, see the games they play. See the games they play.
Let's keep going though. The team went on to describe that Anthony got defensive when he was asked to get out of the tent. Witness Carmelo said, "You will have to move me." Austin put his hand on his back. I saw Carmelo's hand go in the backpack. We're at a track meet. I wouldn't expect anything to be in there, Carmelo said. Touch me, you will have to move me and find out, trying to provoke him. That's what Eddie had to say for the prosecution. That's what he said for the prosecution. This is Eddie, y'all. All right, so after lunch, he got no questions about the defense. This is the defensive questions, right? The defense is showing photos of him and Anthony together, a 50th birthday party for Anthony's ex-girlfriend mom, a group basketball picture, and a marshmallow roast. Defense, you've seen Carmelo a lot more than 2 or 3 times. Witness, it was only when his girlfriend was around. We didn't hang out alone much. Defense, it's not a surprise he came into the tent and dabbed you up. Witness, we were cool with each other. Defense, you knew him. He been to your house. You didn't think to speak up and say you know him. Witness, no, I wasn't really paying attention to him. I was paying attention to jumpers.
I wish I would have known about this sooner. It could have definitely helped me in the past. Yesterday, I saw my checking account was under a $100 balance. I know, it's crazy, but
This is Eddie, y'all. Eddie said he wasn't paying attention to Carmelo or Austin. He was paying attention to the people that was out there jumping. How? When they were on a rain delay. They were on a rain delay. Wasn't nobody jumping. Wasn't nobody jumping. And I'm quite sure Eddie is coming back to the stand. They have to call Eddie back to the stand. They have to get further information up out of Eddie. They're going to get further information up out of Eddie. This defense is about to cook. This defense and their witnesses are about to cook the prosecution and their witnesses. That is what that's what I'm receiving right now. Because this is big. They said he was up under there. They said he was up under there for minutes. For minutes. And the video showed that. That's the thing, though. The video that they showed that Carmelo Anthony was up under the tent sitting down prior to Austin and Hunter arriving under the tent. And Austin.
So all of this points to Hunter and Austin being the bullies and provoking the situation, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what white America is failing to realize and exercise accountability with and for. Right here. No one takes to the internet to lie on you guys. You understand what I'm saying? But it's like you take to the internet to spread your lies and mistruths. So we take to the internet to debunk and disavow your lies and your perception of who we are. We are a kind, gentle, genuine, loving society of people. However, you guys are really starting to piss us the fudge off.
And Hunter, so that means that Austin and Hunter walked down the bleachers away from Carmelo Anthony because Carmelo Anthony was up at the top of the tent. So they walked past Carmelo Anthony and went and sat in front of Carmelo Anthony. I'm just, like I said, man, is we gonna talk facts or are we gonna talk feelings? Are there going are y'all, is we going to just ignore what's going on right here with this witness? We saw what the prosecution put out there in their star witnesses.
I'm telling y'all that defense is going to cook today, and I can't wait. That defense team is going to cook today in this case, and I can't wait. I definitely want to see them cross-examine Eddie. I want to see Eddie come back to the stage. See, Eddie was trying to cape for the Metcalf family, didn't realize that by him being under oath, you had to tell the truth, and that the truth is going to come out. Eddie, the truth shall set you free. The truth shall set you free, Eddie. I don't care about you guys taking your likes back. You little Indian givers, you can have your like back. I don't care. I don't care about your like, okay? Take your like back. Okay, it's not the end of the world. It is not the end of the world. You taking your like back is not going to get my channel banned. It's not going to stop me from telling the truth in my messages. You can take your likes back all you want. But if you're going to take anything back, give us our land back. And you go back where you come from. ASAP. Vámonos. ASAP. We don't care. We don't give a fudge. Take your leg back. Take your leg back.
I mean, y'all got me out here stuttering. We, because this is crazy. This was written in the affidavit. This is why this wasn't written in the affidavit though, because they are reading from transcripts of a police report. The defense is reading these questions from a transcript of the police report, and when he tried to avoid the question, all they did was bring out the police report and transcripts.
You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. Come here, Eddie. Not so fast, Eddie. Eddie, you remember what you said in his police reports, Eddie? On April 2nd of 2025, Eddie? Do you remember, Eddie? Yeah, it's feeling really good. I'm trying to tell you, man, it's feeling really good. I'm telling y'all, this brother got hope, man. This brother got hope. They putting all this stuff out here like Carmelo getting cooked. It's over for Carmelo. Oh, no. This brother is showing actual court documents and witness statements. And, well, you can't call that misinformation. Just say it's not going according to how the racists wanted it to go. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I want to get back to what he said they beat his A, because that's a physical threat by someone that's bigger than you.
Yeah. And that could put fear in the heart and in the mind of someone of Carmelo's stature who's only 5'8" and 135 pounds. Even soak and wet, ladies and gentlemen, that can create fear. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I like to point out that Carmelo had a legal reason and a justifiable reason for doing what he did to Austin, y'all. You know what I'm saying? 6'1", 215, and you talking crazy to me? I ain't running. I've been chopping down trees all my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a lumberjack one more time. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. I wonder how hard Austin fell. Let's go.
That's a physical threat of harm. Where was that at? Where was that at? Here we go, right here.
Right here. Here we go. Yep. Here we go. Cheerio. Cheerio. Here we go. Cheerio. Cheerio. Here we go. Yeah.
I don't recall saying that. Hold on, let's go right here. Matter of fact, I got to screenshot this real quick. Y'all got to bear with me real quick. I got to screenshot this. I got to put this up. I got to put this comment up for my next video. Hold on. Let me see. This thing, why it ain't working? Why my thing ain't working? My prompts ain't working. All right, man. I gotta do my screenshot at some point. My prompts ain't working. It's on that BS today. My prompts don't.
Well, y'all, I think we've heard enough, and I'm gonna get ready to tune into this case, y'all. And y'all know when I come back, I'm talking about this case. I'm running this case until this case gets its verdict, y'all. I am not shying away from this. I'm gonna support this young brother. I don't feel like this brother did anything wrong. Bring our little nephew home. Bring our little brother home. You know what I'm saying? And you other people, learn to keep your hands to yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes the fuck around and find out comes at the other end of a 3-inch, puncturable object. I'm just saying, a puncturable object. You just never know. You never know what people got on them. Respect everybody. Respect everybody's person. Respect everybody's space. Respect everybody's race. And there's no trouble in this place. You know what I'm saying? But when you come 5 rows up for them paws and that trouble, well, it's hard for anyone to feel sorry for you. Turns out you were just a bully like the rest of white America. With that being said, y'all, excuse me. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, yeah. How y'all doing this morning? How y'all doing? With that being said, y'all know what to do. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one. Wait a minute. Austin and Charlie Kirk need to get their one-on-one. Yeah. With the real indigenous spiritual most high, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with us black people. Because we all ain't equal. And it looks like when it comes to this civil unrest and civil right wars, well, there's bound to be a sequel. And this thing gonna be lethal. Stop messing with my people. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut, be inspired, be great, and always, just like Carmelo, be you. Ashe and salute. Have a great black ass day. Ashe!